about 5 minutes and it's not raining at the moment, but it will be interesting to see you clamour for the umbrellas. We look forward to hearing from you right throughout the afternoon, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
That's going to be great.
So, look, we've introduced the team. We've introduced the teams that are playing. They're both out. The umpires are out. This one's set to be an absolutely cracking game. Andy, which way do you see it going? Obviously, the weather must play a role.
It plays a huge role on a side like Doncaster, who has a number of stars right across the field, seasoned footballers, season finals footballers as well. And although they've been playing in the lower division, they've certainly been playing a pretty high standard for quite some time now. And I can't go past Doncaster today, thinking it might be within a 3-goal margin, though.
Ray, we spoke about the midfield battle earlier in the warm-up with Andy and myself and Will, but it's one of those games where you look across both midfields and it's going to be a tough in and under contest most of the afternoon.
Oh, look, it certainly is, and the Doncaster, they've got some fantastic midfielders there, you know, and they've got guys like Lumasisi who can go into the midfield. They've got Anarchis, Maganis, all these players that are great midfielders, but also they've got very good ruckman in Joel McKenzie. He's going to be able to get the ball down to them, but they're great. But then on the other hand, you know, Ben Carboni, he brings a lot to the midfield of the Waverley Blues side, and I just feel that they're equally as good here, and particularly under the conditions, I think they will be equally as good as what the Doncaster mids are.
Be good to see them go head-to-head right throughout the afternoon. We'll try and cross back once again to our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders jersey.
It's 15 out here at the moment. It's going to be 17 today. It's a bit choppy out on the field, and
player Ben Turner.
I feel the boys there are a bit slippery under feet, boys. When they're going to kick there, they've lost their footage, so look, it's a bit slippery on top of the surface out there.
We saw the surface water just sitting before the reserves games. That's now been dug nicely by the twos game beforehand as Waverley Blues get the clearance. A nice tackle off the back of the pack there from Malloy. Holds the ball up. Centre wing out of side here at Mount Waverley Reserve.
Yeah, initial thoughts, guys, seems to be that Doncaster seem to be the bigger side. I think that their bigger bodies might hold them in good stead here.
Ball to be thrown up once again. Free kick's being paid out. It will go to Doncaster for a hold.
Nearly paid advantage for that.
Ben Johnson was away with the advantage, but the umpire calls it back. It'll go to McKenzie. Gives his handball back. Looks like a Narcus running around the back of the pack up towards centre half forward. Good. Nice solid mark taken across the front of the pack on that occasion by McDonald for Waverley, and now they've got a chance to clear on the outer side. Up towards Tolman again, probably dropped what he should have taken. Good work from Hayes. Like we spoke about, a lot of in and under players. Now Carboni on the left boot, sends it up towards the half-forward direction. Turner bounced off his chest, and now a chance for Doncaster to run away with it. They've got the numbers, just need to be clean with it, which is going to be hard on a day like this afternoon. Johnson got in the way, and now the ball's held up once again. That's 60 metres round from the Doncaster goal.
Throw in from the boundary umpire was...
Well, he nearly caught it himself, the boundary umpire.
Not enough Wheaties put in the bowl this morning, but be able to take two.
Chris Powney, good to see him out here.
So just waiting on the ball to come back into play as it does so now. Working his way to the front was McKenzie. That was a good handball over the top, but it was topped off by Marnie. His handball in turn was chopped off by Seeker Valles. Lumachese came in hard and copped one high, the umpire said. It was a little bit Tiggy Touchwood, but he'll take the free kick, gives a handball away to Anarchis, has to arch the back, get around an opponent, kick it to the top of the goal square. Jarvis will be the target, as will Kinnear at the fall. The ball, Paduda.
Mother there by Fitzpatrick to see it over the boundary line, 50 metres round from the Doncaster goal.
The Cardinals in football, you get a mark, you've got to go back off the man on the mark. He took too long to kick it anyway, but you've got to go back so that you can put it over the man on the mark.
So ball will be thrown in once again. 50 from home for Doncaster. Tapped down by Kinnear, got front position to Anarchis. Inside forward 50, Savage and McDonald smother each other, and a holding free kick going the way of Waverley. And a chance for them to clear out of defence. Looks like it's going to go the way of Sharp. Just holding off the back of the contest.
So Sharp will now hand it over to Millia, and there'll be a 25-metre penalty whilst all that goes on. So they'll get out of that defensive arc, the Waverley Blues, as Millia, a little bit indecisive. One way, then the other. Kicks it out to the member side. That was a good kick, the mark taken by Harrison. So expect the kicks for most players to go the 35-40 metres today with the wet footballs. The kick goes up towards the half-forward line, nicely knocked away by Aaron Fiora, and will have a boundary throw-in.
Subi, stats that matter, thanks to Choose Tap.
Doncaster on top in the clearances early, leading that 5-1. 3 of them generated from
God, you didn't mention me there, Dyson. Thank you.
It's only been 10 minutes and there's already been a hair joke. So the ball thrown in. Chris Powney not having a great day so far.
He needs to come in a metre or two from the boundary line. I've noticed when he's throwing it in, he's actually standing on the boundary line. He needs to move in a little bit.
We've got to remember that although it is wet weather football for footballers, it's also wet weather football for umpires as well. As the snapshot comes from the bottom of the pack, and it could be the first goal on the board, and it is to Mitch Hayes. Fantastic snapshot out of the bottom of the pack. Just looked like a bit of a lull in the game.
I thought it was a behind, Dice.
It is a behind. Thanks very much for letting me know earlier before I ran on with that one at Ben Warren Smith. So the first behind on the board for the Waverley Blues. Mitch Hayes puts that one through on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. One behind plays two. Doncaster leading.
Carroll plays it to himself. Will go out towards the Jarvis direction. He'll be the big man in this pack. At the fall of the ball, that was okay. Nicely picked up there by Grocott to get the handball away. Doncaster up to the half-forward line where Rumboldi comes out, takes the mark out in front. Marnie on his hammer, the short pass by Rumboldi. Oh, the umpire almost got in the way then, but we'll call that out of bounds on the full. The kick was intended for Grocott, and it will be Jeremy Pousty now for the Blues to reload again for them. Into the middle of the ground finds Hines, and he takes off, and they've got a good switch going on here. The Waverley Blues assist and takes it across the half-forward line. He might even be able to have a ping here. Would it be a long way out? Goes towards the forward pocket once again. Fiora gets a good knock on Turner, and over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw-in.
Got to say, guys, that boundary umpire, Chris, what was his surname?
Chris Powney.
Chris Powney's had some sort of start today, just getting interrupted there. But I think if you can get those the back arches like Dan McCauley from Eastern Lions, he'll be good things for his boundary throws today.
Tellman and Jarvis coming in hard there was McGarnis. Got a handball out wide. That was okay. Picked up there by Coleman. Snap around the body into the middle looking for C. Cavallis. Had to paddle it to his own advantage. Was clever enough to pick it up. Got the handball out wide. That was okay. But Rumboldi was quickly met upon. And the umpire said a little bit too crudely, so he'll go back and have a shot. Not have a shot, but have a free kick.
It's a fairly big roost from there.
Yeah, it'd be
a
fair old kick, wouldn't it? Angelo Rumboldi. So a little bit slower this time as they head up towards the half-forward line. Standing, he's very strong in the pack there was Ben Kinnear, and he looks like he's a big target up there across the half-forward line there for Doncaster, and has been presenting early. That was his first mark as he goes towards the Mackenzie direction, going the highway again. Millia got the good fist on that one. Who's almost into time on here? Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Hit out 7-2 Doncaster's way. Clearances 8-2 their way. Inside 50s 7-4 in favour of Doncaster.
Ball back in the middle of the ground as Jarvis gets the quick knockdown. Nicely done there by Garboni. Got the handball out wide to Pousty. Almost copped one in the back from Lumachese. The umpire said it was fair. Marnie got a little handball away, but into no man's land as Doncaster goes up towards the half-forward line once again. The ball comes into the arms of Kinnear, who snaps it to the top of the goal square. Mackenzie's at the back of the pack. Knocked away. Bouncing football still about 40 metres out from goal. Great tackle there by Maddi Sharp, just wrapping his opponent up, and he's rewarded as well as the tackle on Grocott. One of the last lines of defence is Sharp. Short passes on, that's okay. Mark taken by Mitch Hayes, who's had a bit of the ball already in this first term. Swing around on the left boot. Short passes on, almost fooled all players then as the mark has been taken out wide. Kick in board, back to Hayes. So they've gone from side to side so far a few times here, the Waverley Blues, so work the switch when necessary as the kick goes in towards the middle of the ground. The mark's been taken by Millia. Got the handball back to Hayes. That's 3 touches in under a minute. Kick up towards the half-forward line looking for Nolan. At the fall of the ball, he'll go after it again. He needs some support. He got it eventually from Gibney. Got it back to Hayes. That's 4 kicks inside forward 50. Only 10 metres out from goal. Pousty goes after it, almost in his back sack. Carroll, the crowd, you could hear, was screaming for it. The umpire said it was fair, and we will have a bounce about 20 metres out from the Waverley Blues goal line. So umpire quick to restart this one. Knockdown comes straight into the arms of Hansen. He was wrapped up in the tackle there by Grocott, and will have another bounce as we cross down boundary side very shortly, but not quite now because it's only 10 metres out from goal, and anything could happen here as the umpire restarts it again. A quick shot on goal there. I think that was from Sharp, and he's put it through for the first goal of the day for the Waverley Blues, and a handy one at that as we cross the 21-minute mark of the first term. Waverley Blues trail by 1 point in this one. 7 and Doncaster 128.
That was a very good answer by Waverley Blues there, and we mentioned Maddi Sharp, who kicked that goal. He has had a lot of the balls, and I've been very impressed with him and also Ben Carboni. Their ball use has been exceptional.
Yeah, I got to say, guys, Sharp sharked it against the Sharks. So a fantastic effort there.
Is that the level you're working on at 2:30 in the afternoon?
That's it, mate. That's how we go.
Well, good to see. We'll cross boundary side. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Yeah, boys, it seems to be clearing up a little bit down here, so it's getting.
You can set up and reload for Doncaster.
Big Patrick goes short, and Narcus has found a little bit of space, takes it, handball over the top. He put his team pressure, left foot kick goes up towards the half-forward line to Hill, wearing the three-quarter sleeves today. Goes in very hard after it again. That was good play. Millie had to dive on it as well. Charging through there was Johnson, couldn't be able to pick the ball up. It's a hard slog early in this first term. It's a good game so far, and only 1 point the difference is we're on the half-forward line for the Doncaster Football Club.
Glad we picked this one, BWS.
So far, so good as the knockdown that time by Tellman. Found his teammate, but over the boundary line it goes. So, and in fact, it's been a free kick paid. You see that one, Ray?
Yeah, well, we kicked it out on the full. Sharp kicked it out.
So the kick goes inside, looking for the Kinnear and Mackenzie direction at the back of the pack. They're going to have the numbers, though. McDonald, he's been good early in this first term. A general down back, kicks it out wide, looking for Sisson. Also getting a lot of the football early in the piece. Went one way, then the other. Will squeeze up through the middle of the ground. It was a risky kick. They need to be able to get on with it. It came from Anarchis. The handball goes inside forward 50, over towards the Mackenzie direction at the back of the pack. He had 3 players to beat that time. The scrambling kick from the Waverley Blues goes now into the middle of the ground, where it's picked up by Paolacci. Linked up well with his teammate Oldham. They're doing it all in handballs. Here is the kick out wide by Paolacci. Spots up a teammate in Rawlick. Rawlick now on the right boot. It's a fast-paced football even in this conditions. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Slevenson went right through his arms. McCulloch comes after it again. Had to pay it to his own advantage. Tried to keep the ball in. The umpire said out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
One thing that Waverley Blues are doing very well, in the back 50 there, they've switched the ball to that outer side, and when they do it very quickly, and that's a big advantage.
So just waiting for this ball to come back in. Hopefully a few kids can head down there from the second quarter onwards, and we can have some fans return the football as the umpire brings it back in. That was nicely done there by Turner to get the front spot. Ball's inside the forward 50 now, going for a fresh air shot there. That time I think was Paolacci. Doncaster get the clearing kick into the middle of the ground, and if it bounces which way for each player, they'll be handy. Millier goes after it. He had to get up. He fell over. That was great play. Switches the play out wide again towards the Rawlick direction. It has to sit up for him. They've worked the switch okay. They've just got to make them pay on the scoreboard as the kick goes up towards the Turner direction. He takes the mark. Turner foot goes brilliantly inside, and Slevenson takes the mark about 45 metres out. They need to kick a goal here because they've been in top in the last few minutes.
They have had all the play in the last few minutes, but I just want to say, Millier, how good has he been in the last 15 minutes?
Usually a half-forward flanker as well.
Yeah, no, he's playing across the half-back line and doing exceptionally well.
So Andrew Slevenson will kick from just inside the 50-metre arc. It's a good-looking kick on goalwards. It'll just fall short. A big fist away by Mackenzie. It's where a ruckman should be. Ray Baird will be like seeing that last line of defence. A minor score is the result, and scores are tied out here, 1-2-8 apiece.
Nice fast-paced start to this one out here at Mount Waverley Reserve. If you're listening online on www.efl.org.au or on 98.1 Radio Eastern as Waverley have another chance here. Hayes, can he strike with the snap around the body and make Doncaster pay? He does. And Waverley Blues are on the board once again. 2-2-14, they lead this one, 1-2-8 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Andy?
Not sure it was. I think it may have been Paul Savage who actually initially had that smother there. And it's the classic weather football. You're always in the game. You never doubt yourself that you could have a factor in this game. And he got that smother in. And what a finish there by Hayes. Just an incredible hook. We had a perfect view of it right there.
That's the sort of thing that puts a negative
there. So really way there for Chucks.
So Aaron Fiora to square the ledger for Doncaster. Kicks from just outside 50. This ball is going to fall short though, 10 metres out from goal. The kick comes scrambling out towards the half-forward line now, picked up there by Fitzpatrick. Got the handball away. They're going close to the boards of boundary line. They need some magic from Anarchis, but he eventually sees the ball over. The umpire said it was okay. Colosimo, with that interesting do that he has, sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
I don't know how that's become a fashion in the last couple of years. The kind of
the samurai,
the on-top ponytail.
Yeah, it's Japanese inspired perhaps? Who knows?
Not great at all.
So 20 metres out from Doncaster's goals. They still trail by a kick. Kinnear Makes his way towards the front. It was knocked down at that time. Straight into the arms of Johnson, who was wrapped up very quickly in a tackle, and once again will have a bounce.
Just seen two kids in the crowd with the same haircut as well.
So the umpire throws it back up at the fall. The ball picked up there by Paduda. Can he squeeze this one back? He can't. Through for one behind. That inch closer though. 5 points is the margin. Doncaster on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard are 1-3-9 and 2-2-14 is the home side. The Waverley Blues.
If you've got any scores, make sure you text them through just so we can keep up to date. 0419654082 on Twitter at FootyEFL. Looking forward to seeing a few scores coming through this afternoon. What I saw before, it's a nice tight one where Wayne Brasher is out at Warrandyte.
We'll be speaking to him at half time.
We certainly will, as we just wait for Ben Carboni to get this one back into play. The Blues break from their huddling, assesses his options, goes short and finds his target in Heinzen, who couldn't hold on to it. Sharp under pressure, held up. That ball's not going anywhere. 45 metres out from the Doncaster goal, ball up.
And a little bit of rain starting to fall now, boys.
Ball to be thrown up once again. Tapped down by Kinnear. Except Waverley come away with it. The hammer ball was too hot from Carboni, but he manages to get it back from McCauley, and away they go. Down the outer side. In front on that occasion was Savage, but it looks like he might have given away the free kick.
I think he was held.
Gets
Got
a
the free kick.
Yep.
So Savage, with the Blues flooding back, needs to work it quick. He's got Turner in the middle of the ground, so too Oldham. Decides to go short and finds his option in Heinzen. So Heinzen still about 50 out. Looking to assess his option. Nice short, sharp kick finds Sleverson. And that's an absolutely sharp darting pass. And Sleverson on the dive gets the mark.
That was a 45 to 50 metre pass. It didn't go any higher than about 7 foot above the ground, and it cleared about 8 players.
So Sleverson missed one a couple of moments ago. This one the easier angle, probably the same distance.
It was Carroll for Doncaster, slung out of the tackle, goes towards the Sea Cavallis direction. Not going in there on hands and knees was Savage. Got the handball out wide. They're coming out towards the Gibney direction. Can he quite trap the football? No, he can't. And it's been picked up there by Colin Airy for Doncaster, and he'll hand it back to the umpire right across that 50 arc, half forward line for the Waverley Blues. They're on a bit of a roll at the moment as Turner got the knockdown. Came out towards Carboni, handball out wide towards the sharp direction, paddled it to his teammates' advantage in McCulloch on the left boot, set sail towards goal, but pushed it a little bit too wide and out of bounds on the full. It goes with Aaron Fiora to restart this again for Doncaster. See Cavallis, it was he fooled everyone really, didn't he? He thought they were going wide and they were going down the middle of the ground as the kick goes up towards Growcut. They've still got players running out wide. The kick goes up towards the Kinnear direction. Right on his hammer there was Oldham. That was good play to create the spoil. Doncaster still seem to have the numbers. See Cavallis has run all the way down, got the handball back out towards Growcut. Got to get boot to ball. Kick goes inside forward 50. Lumachese had the front spot. Played it to his teammates' advantage in Rumboldi perfectly. Charging through there though. That was a little bit too crude from Sisson. Anarchis, he's a clever footballer and knew to put his head over the football. Professional free kick, if that's the way you want to look at it, but he'll have a shot on goal.
It was there, but that's very unfortunate.
It was there, but there should have been a free kick to Sisson before that, because he was held by the jumper as he was coming through.
It was the release from the tackle that was held that pushed him into Anarchis.
Anarchis knew the contact was coming, and he just kept his head down and was like, give me the free kick, and he got it.
So an important kick towards the end of this first term now for Doncaster. And perfect hands to have it in Chris and
Finally got that clean possession through Sia Cavallis. Doubles back, finds Johnson. Right in front of the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Short chip kick finds Anarchis, who can run on now. Inside forward 50 in the Lumachese direction. Manages to find him 60 from home. Gets it back. Now looking for McKenzie. Can't quite find him on that occasion. Ball spills over the boundary line and out of bounds in front of Ramboldi.
I've got to say, with that kick there, Rumboldi played it really well. He was just waiting for the ball to come out the back like a true forward should in wet weather conditions. It just didn't sit for him, otherwise he would have had a Joe the Goose goal there.
I was waiting for Humphrey to pull in a one-hander.
This is where the smart footballers really make their mark. So ball to be thrown in, deep in the Doncaster forward line, tap down. Oldham gets it off the back line, just doesn't bounce inside forward 50, inside the line, and it'll be a free kick going the way of Doncaster. So on a tight angle, it will be James Cavallis, who doesn't look too confident, just looking around at his options.
Ball's too heavy to kick that.
Decides that he's going to hit the top of the goal square, looking for the fly Kinnear. Couldn't quite get up that high, and it's tapped through for one behind. Another behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard for Doncaster. And that's quarter time here at Mount Waverley Reserve. A fantastic quarter of football, but it is 3-3-21 the Waverley Blues, leading Doncaster 1-4-10 here at Mount Waverley Reserve. We'll be back after this on EFL Gameday.
How would you like your coffin to look?
I'd like it covered with farewell messages from all my friends and family.
Can I get a picture of a beautiful sunset over the 12 apostles?
Make mine look like a smartphone.
I'd like black with a yellow sash and the words to the team song as well.
For the Tobin Brothers funerals, anything is possible, including a custom designed and decorated coffin to celebrate your life. To find out more, visit tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Okay, boys, it's time we got ourselves a big advantage this weekend.
I'm not going to tank, Coach.
No, who said anything about tanking? It's what you'll save in the tank. I want you all to go out and get a breeze tag. Use Eastlings. You'll be at the ground faster and fresher, and you'll save fuel too.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's east. Arrive fresher, play better.
That is thanks to Yarra Valley Water and Choose Tap, Grant Campbell.
Yeah, the clearances that quarter were particularly interesting. It started off with Doncaster winning 7 of the first 8, but it ended up going Waverley Blues way 12-10. Contested possessions, nothing in it, 37-35 in favour of Waverley Blues. Uncontested possessions, 40-33 in favour of Doncaster. Inside 50s, 15-11 in favour of Doncaster. No surprises, not many marks inside 50, just 2 apiece. And the free kick count going Doncaster's way at 9-4, so I'm sure their home fans, if that continues, they'll start to let the umpires know about it.
Will Taylor, some of the scores from around the grounds?
Yeah, let's start off with Division 1 at the moment. Blackburn are leading Eastern by 11 points. South Croydon are leading Montrose by 36 points, and they're running all reports out there. South Croydon are running Montrose a mark at the moment in that game. North Ringwood at leading Bayswater by 15 points. Of course, the radio game, of course, the Waverley Blues by 9 points. In Division 3, up at Venture leading Baronia by 5 points. Churnside Park leading Glen Waverley by 5 points. One Turner South leading Mitcham by Heathmont by 33 points over Whitehorse. And Warrandyte leading Forest Hill by 8.
A couple that have come through just in the meantime since you've actually come to the mic. East Baird have had a fair bit of the footy in the first term, according to Paul Timothy's. Mulgrave lead by 16 at quarter time. Churnside Park 4-2-26 currently leading the Glen Waverley Hawks 3-3-21, and reports in from Wayne Brasher that the Zebras are controlling most of the first quarter, but the Bloods kicked 2 late goals to arrest the momentum in their game again. The game again between Warrandyte and Forest Hill. So some interesting results, right?
So, that's what they need to do right here.
We've got our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders down with the assistant coach of the Waverley Blues, James Lawson.
Yeah, beautiful guys. Got Jimmy Lawson here. Your player coach looked very animated in the huddle. What were the words said?
Oh, mainly just to keep doing what we're doing. We think we're doing really well in the midfield. It's going to be opportunities up and down all day. Just keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah, you guys look like you had the better bit of that first quarter there, especially the last bit. Anything changing this quarter with the rain starting to come down around us?
No, we'll stick with what we're doing. We thought that worked, and it's just momentum here, and as I said, just making the most of your opportunities here. Yeah.
And Sharpie doing well against Jono, who kicked your first goal there. What do you think of his effort in the first quarter?
Yeah, no, he's been great. He's been great all year for us, and he really gets us going in the middle and a key player for us. So yeah, he's been doing well.
Beautiful. Thanks for your time, Jimmy, and good luck for the second quarter.
Thank you.
Thanks very much to Maddi Vantarakis for Akira Urgent Care, and thanks to James Lawson, the assistant coach of the Waverley Blues, for giving up his time in what's going to be a pretty hotly contested match. Another couple of scores coming through. South Belgrave trailing Ringwood at quarter time, 5-1-31 Ringwood, 3-5-21 23 South Belgrave. Surrey Park lead by 25 points at quarter time, 4-3-27 plays 2 points against Kilsyth at Pinks Reserve. Baldwin lead by 4 points over Vermont, 5-1 plays 4-3. I'll tell you what, once again it's going to be an interesting day of Eastern Football League footy.
Well, it's certainly going to be some upsets and it's a low-scoring game for the conditions.
All set for a start here in the second term. Waverley to the left of your radio dial, or the left of your screen if you're on www.efl.org.au. Doncaster get the first half out of the middle. Circa Vallis tackled, held up. Johnson gets his handball off to Vantarakis. Now they go inside forward 50. Scrappy old kick and another fight ensues.
So 1.5 minutes gone in this second term. You can see the rain tumbling down. terrible day in old Melbourne town as the umpire restarts it again. Mackenzie got that knocked down straight through the arms of Colosimo. Looked like he might have been being held. In fact, yes, thought he might have to turn it over then, but he was the man with the held arm as he kicks it up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing footballer came up the side of his boot. Carroll will be the first one there to meet it for Doncaster. Went after Fiora, but he fell over, so Carroll will have to go after it again. Right on his hammer and laying a good tackle is Nolan.
Great tackle.
So the umpire, well, said it was fair, so of course it was, and we'll have a bounce about 35 metres out from the Waverley Blue goals. Going after it again in there was Carroll. Made a little bit of a hip and shoulder just inside the line, and the umpire will bounce it again.
It's really demonstrating it was worth a Young Gun nomination during the week.
Oh, look, he certainly is. Usually younger players don't like these sort of conditions, but he's been terrific.
Kenzie got the knockdown. Players form around the football here. Nice little handball out, or was it dubbed as a throw there by, I think that was Carboni. The umpire said,
was Sharp,
I saw
actually.
That. Sharp, and
yep, Sharp.
The umpire saw that one, so Doncaster, chance from the back pocket. Do it all again. So the kick from Luke Parker drives the ball out towards the Johnson direction, and McGarnis, who we've told went clean shaven, but it looks like the caveman may be making a little bit of a return. What better day to do it when it's only about 13 degrees outside. Any little bit of help to keep yourself warmer as Talman will once again go up with Mackenzie in the ruck duel. 50 metres out from the Waverley Blues goals, charging through and seeing it over the boundary line and out of bounds once again.
That was one thing that was said before we went on air this afternoon, is Waverley Blues just won't compete in the beard department with the Doncaster Footy Club this afternoon.
Actually, I don't think it's regrowth. I think he's got a bit of mud on his chin, BWS.
As the umpire throws the ball in now, nicely taken there by Johnson right out of the right contest. Drived it about 40 metres out. On hands and knees out there was Colinari. Couldn't quite get it out, but eventually Doncaster scooted the ball up towards the wing position. A lot of players around that football, a lot of screaming from the fans going on, and we'll have a bounce as we cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Maddi.
Yeah, guys, this rain does not look like it's going to be letting up. We've been checking to look at the radar and it doesn't look pretty, so get ready for a wet and slippery rest of the game.
Malloy was the third man up. Not often that he'd get a knockout as the ball goes up towards the half-forward line now. Scrambling football. The first player to meet it there will be Oldham. Kicked it to his advantage off the ground, coming through Colinari to see it over for a boundary throw-in. The ball is now about 40 metres out from Doncaster's goals. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Doncaster starting well in the clearances, winning 5-1 so far this quarter.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live on efl.org.au. We have a 9-point ball game. The home side lead it as the rain eases a little bit out here at Mount Waverley Reserve. Johnson lays a tackle and we'll have a bounce about 40 metres out still.
Hughes and Eagle have kicked 3 apiece. 8-4-52 South Croydon, 2-3-15 Montrose.
Oldham tried to get boot to ball. Laying a good tackle in there was Peduto and Lumachese. Somehow the big man Lumachese got the handball out wide. Little kick off the ground, goes towards the McDonald direction. He couldn't quite pick the ball up, eventually did. Charge through was Kinnear to lay a pretty good tackle over the boundary line. It goes, so it's only about 10 metres out now from the Doncaster goal line. Still searching for their for their third major of the afternoon. It's the umpire to bring it back in. Lumachese will go up against Talman. Ball falls short. Talman eventually got a handle on it, came out towards the Carboni direction, got a little toe poker on it, but every little bit counts in wet weather football. Out towards the Colosimo direction, ball stays in, kicked up towards the forward pocket, and standing strong and taking a very strong mark was Lumachese. He's certainly a player who knows how to play in these conditions, Ray Baird.
And that mark was just one of his traits. He's taken marks like that right throughout his career, and he just holds his ground. He doesn't jump off the ground, he just holds his ground, and with his low centre of gravity, they can't move him.
So to regain the lead for Doncaster comes in now with that awkward looking style as he put it through the big ones. He's pushed it right. Minor score is the result. That's their 6th on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They are 2-6-18 trailing 3-2-20. We've got a 2-point ball game.
He must be the most unorthodox kick in the Eastern Football League in all 4 divisions.
The old double-handed drop from
Andrew Dunkley.
Yes.
Carboni kicks out. Finds his target, looks like Savage on the outer side. Savage goes up towards half forward in the Marnie direction, can't quite take the mark, ball close to the boundary line. and it's seen over the boundary line out of bounds.
I think it's really good that Glenn Marnie was presenting there. I think they've just been lacking a little bit of forward target up there for the Blues, so the more he presents, the better they're going to be for the rest of this match.
So it looks like Marnie, Turner and Sleverson out of half forward, and then Nolan playing the true forward at the moment. As the ball's thrown in once again, Talman gets the tap down to Sharp, who tries to shirk about 3 and manages to win the free kick as well. So a chance for Waverley to try and move it once again. As he just assesses his options, does Maddi Sharp. Inside forward 50 now in the direction of those 3 I just mentioned. Talman got caught at the back, couldn't quite take the mark. Good work to try and pick up here. Carroll had to be smooth, couldn't quite do so. McCulloch got his handball away, found Sisson under pressure. Gets it back and Carroll cleans up for Doncaster. Kick wasn't flashed though, and it's out of bounds on the foot, so it'll be a free kick going the way of Turner for Waverley. Wastes no time, tries to get it inside forward 50. Sleverson couldn't take the mark, was up against 3, hard up against the boundary line, and sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Grant Campbell, choose tap match stats.
Yes, Doncaster getting much more of the ball so far. They're leading the disposal count 14-8.
Inside forward 50 for Waverley once again. Turner to go up in the ruck against Mackenzie. Turner got front position, tried to grab it, couldn't quite do so. Oldham picks up. Handball wasn't flash, and now a chance for Doncaster to clear. Weren't clean enough. Just still trying to open up. All it's going to take to break this game open at times is just 1 or 2 clean possessions, Ray.
Yeah, and your forwards must play in front. That's a big thing on wet day, because there's going to come that scramble kick out of a pack or out of a stoppage, and if your forwards are in front, usually they're the ones that get it.
Mitcham take the lead against Montana South out at Walker Reserve from the man that we don't forget, Johnny Pignataro, was fantastic last week. Back here at Mount Waverley, though, it's Doncaster who have tried to clear out once again. Scrappy game as we've seen so far. Savage, now a chance to go inside forward 50, looks for Nolan, almost held it for long enough, couldn't quite do so. Doncaster have the numbers and a chance to clear away. They do so to the commentary side. Nice mark taken there by Robbie Culinary. Centre wing. Assesses his options up towards the forward 50. Kinnear, the big man's the target. Waverley dropped 3 back in front of him, and now a chance at the bottom of the pack. Held up by Oldham. I'll tell you what, when you get wrapped up by Ben Kinnear, you don't go anywhere.
Yeah. He'd be a good hugger though, so it's not that bad.
Kinnear, front position, wasn't going anywhere, gets it down to Bedudo. Inside forward 50, and a nice mark taken on the last line by Rawlick. Rawlick, kick wasn't flash, off the side of the boot. Gives Sisson just enough time though, he gets it off, and now they trail through the outer side through Oldham. Oldham, short chip kick, finds Hayes, who kicked a fantastic goal in the first quarter. And they've just slowed up play to try and assess their options. Up towards half forward, looking the Marnie Sleverson direction. Short chip kick. So now both sides just starting to slow, being a little bit more thoughtful about their play. Now a chance to go inside forward 50 once again. Kick wasn't flash, but it almost found its target. Good work at the bottom of the pack. Lumachisi wasn't going anywhere. They were wrapped up 50 from home for Doncaster.
So we've gone just over 10 minutes now in this second term. Lumachisi used his body. Hayes came in, got a little handball out wide to Hansen, who inboard got a handball on as well. Kick goes out towards the wing position. It was looking for McCulloch over the top of his head. Schimmelbusch traps it as he sees it over, and will have a boundary throw in.
It's been Doncaster all so far all this quarter, but they haven't really hurt Waverley Blues on the scoreboard, not at all.
It's where it all counts in the end, isn't it, Ray? The umpire comes in and sees a little bit of holding going on, so free kick will go to Talman.
Once again, Johnson tries to run away with it.
Switched it back the other way again, so Mackenzie has the football. Waste no time either, goes towards the Kinnear direction, got one hand on it at the fall of the ball. Waverley Blues might have the numbers here. Rawlick went in hard, he cocked one a little bit too high, and the umpire said, free kick to you, son, as the handball goes out towards the Turner direction. It was a scrambly kicking towards the middle of the ground. The big man, Mackenzie, will have to be going after this one. Got a handball back inboard towards the Narcas, couldn't quite trap the football. Also going in strong there, Talman, went on hands and knees in McCulloch as well. Over the top of Narcas, tries to paddle the ball out there. Umpire said it getting one handle on it, not being able to pull it in. It's Leveson. Coman, though, for Doncaster at the last line of defence. Swings around on the left. It was an okay kick, too, in the conditions. Hayes might be the first one there to meet it for Waverley. Charging in through there was Nolan as well. Somehow got a handball out, but the first man to meet that was Epidudo. Couldn't trap it either. Mackenzie came into Fiora, and now Doncaster are away in the middle of the ground. The kick looked like it was going to go 50. Instead, it went 20, scrambling along the ground, but Jarvis is the first man to meet it. Got the little handball out towards Pedudo. He's crunched in a tackle. Milliard kick goes up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football, and those tough conditions will have a boundary throw in, Ray.
That kick from Fiora coming out of defence, most people would have thought that he miskicked it, but there was one of his teammates come off the interchange, and he actually kicked it across the ground at the last minute.
Pye brings the ball back in now.
Boundary.
Third man up on the tap down then. Going in hard was Johnson. Nearly copped one too high. The umpire said play on. Over the top of the football in there is Hansen trying to rip the ball out. Eventually it does through Pedudo. Snaps it around the body. Gained a valuable 40 metres. The ball will bounce away from Angelo Romboldi and we'll have a boundary throw in as we cross to Maddi Vantarakis thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Yeah, guys, just on the Waverley Blues bench here, Matthew Sharp, sorry, was getting some work done on the legs, so I think he's set to come on. We'll just watch that.
Keeping him nice and fresh. Thanks very much, Maddi, for Akira Urgent Care. Ball thrown up once again. Turner got front position but only tapped it down as far as Johnson, who tried to get it off hill and roved his own ball. Ball's just held up as we just try and get a couple of clean possessions. It's right in front of the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 3-2-20 plays 2-6-18. 2-point lead in favour of the Waverley Blues. Ball thrown up once again. Good tap down on that occasion from Jarvis. Didn't really go anywhere though. Anarka's trying to clean up and wins the free kick. 60 from home. Gives his handball off to Johnson. Now a chance to run through. Looking to assess his options. He's got Mackenzie on a fantastic lead and manages to find him 45 out. Choose-stat match stats thanks to Grant Campbell.
Inside 50s, 8-4 in favour of Doncaster. And good tackling pressure from both sides. 13 effective tackles to 7 in favour of Waverley Blues, and both sides with 2 effective forward 50 tackles.
I must be looking good today. I just made 4 guys absolutely speechless all at the one time. Every one of you looked like you wanted to say something. Mackenzie to put the third on the board for Doncaster. Slips it across to the left-hand side and through for one behind, which makes it a 1-point ball game on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 3-2-20 plays 2-7-19 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
It's been all Doncaster this quarter. Waverley Blues for me have been a little bit disappointing. What they've got to do, their back six are working their butts off, and the forwards have got to reward them. They've had it in their forward 50 a couple of times, but they've got to be able to kick a goal just to reward the defenders.
Heinsohn plays it to himself. The kick goes out towards the direction there of Oldham. He was the man at the back of the pack, and it bounced favourably for him. Eventually gets it again. Little handball inside. Found his teammate in Sisson. His handball put his teammate under a lot of pressure there in Rawlick. He managed to get boot to ball there after a tackle from Di Domenico. Ball bouncing up towards the wing position. It was too hot there for Gibney. Knocked away from him though. Charging also through there was Sisson. Couldn't lend a hand. The kick scrambles in towards the Doncaster forward line. Now the first man after it there will be Grocott. Will the boundary line beat all players? It will, and we'll have a boundary throw in 5 to 10 metres out from the Doncaster goal line. If you're a Division 4 fan today at quarter time, Surrey Park lead Kilsyth by 25 points and Warrandyte lead Forest Hill at home by 8 as
they now lead by 15.
Very handy 15 points. Thank you to Brash out there today. The umpire brings it in. Nice front spot there. Is taken by Sharp. He backed himself into a little bit of trouble, but got the handball away, and Oldham scrambled to kick out of the defensive zone. Jarvis is there. He copped one on the chin. We'll have to go after it again, but Anarkis was being held off the play, and Chris Anarkis will send his side deep into the forward line. It's about 65 metres out when he'll be asked to kick it. The umpire now calls play on. Drives the ball long inside forward 50 to the top of the goal square. Turner and took it on the second bite there. The umpire said it was no mark. The Waverley Blues have the time and the poise to get it out of that danger zone. Sisson, if it can sit up for him, he can be away. Got a little paddling kick, but he had a lot of pressure going after it there. Lending a little bit of support. There was Lumachese for Doncaster. Anarkis eventually picks up the pill and bangs it up towards the Kinnear direction. Couldn't rip it down. Coming charging through was Hansen. Got the little handball away. Oldham, he's been good in the last few minutes. Goes out wide to Rawlick and he bounces the football away down towards the wing position where Sisson eventually picked it up favourably, but he had Lumachese right on his hammer.
Finding Doncaster's just bombing it long into their forward line, and they look outnumbered in their forward line, so there's not going to be many marks taken in their forward 50, and as soon as the ball comes to ground, the Waverley Blues are on top. And
Indigo Bank scoreboard. It is all square out here at Mount Waverley Reserve.
Croydon 7-7, Doncaster East 3 behinds during the second term. Better West not happy with that one, just checking to see if it's correct. Macaulay on half-back, just assesses his options. Up the line, 3-on-1 contest on that occasion. Lumacheesy wins out, couldn't take the mark. Oldham at the bottom of the pack, 50 from home. Cross down boundary line shortly. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care as Oldham clears the ball away. Up towards Marnie, who couldn't take the mark. Good work across the back from Shimmerbush. Hard up against the boundary line. Couldn't quite take it away on that occasion. Fitzpatrick and seen over the boundary line and out of bounds. Cross boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Jesse?
Yeah, boys, it's Stephen Latino's had the jumper change, who's changed from 49 to 63.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Akira Urgent Care for their support. The ball's on centre wing outer side here at Mount Waverley Reserve. The EFL Game Day. Waverley Blues and Doncaster all tied at 20 apiece at the moment. There's Colosimo. Kicks high into the centre of the ground. That's marked on this occasion by Peduto. Peduto, nice chip kick, couldn't quite find its target. Nice pick up from McDonald. Now he's got a chance to run away. He's got Marnie, who's leading in the race at the moment. Boundary line could win out here. Marnie picks up in his back. No, umpire said no, taps it on. Good work off the back of the pack. McGarnis, who sees it over the boundary line. Nice pressure coming there from Maddi Schimmelbusch, who's been fantastic across half-back.
Waverley Blues' entry into their forward line is much more methodical than what Doncaster is.
So ball thrown in once again. Turner gets a tap down, Sharp overran it. Now a chance for Doncaster to clear. Pousey, big punch across the back. Nice work on that occasion from Malloy. Held up. Lumacheesy absolutely going nowhere. 51 from home for Waverley, right in front of our commentary position. Grant Campbell, Yarra Valley Water choose tap match stats.
Doncaster dominating inside 50s 12-6, but not putting the score on the board.
Ball thrown up once again. Marnie got the punch, and the free kick's going to go the way of McCulloch. Former state representative at under 18 level for Tasmania.
It should have been an extra 30-metre penalty because Fiora kicked the ball away from the player.
Nah, you're kidding yourself, right?
McCulloch loads up from 50. Kick wasn't flash off the boot, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So a chance for Doncaster to kick out of defence as we cross the 21-minute mark of this second term.
Fiora goes short. Schimmelbusch takes the mark. Didn't get a lot of the football, Shimmer, on different weeks, but he's always doing a job down there. Last line of defence. The kick goes out towards the Lumacheesy and Hill direction. Hill gave a little bit of a shove. The umpire saw it, so it'll be a free kick to the Waverley Blues.
He was very late paying that. It was a Waverley Blues faithful that actually talked him into it.
Yeah.
The kick goes inside forward 50 now. The big fly over the back comes down to Heinsohn, snaps it around the body, top of the goal square. This one, Sharp nearly trying to pull one in. In fact, it was Carboni that time going after the ball. Nathan McCulloch seen nicely over by Luke Parker for Donny, and a minor score is the result.
Boundary.
It's crossed down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Jesse.
Hey boys, Bo Rawlick seems to be having a bit of a problem with his right knee at the moment. He's just being assessed on the boundary, and we'll let you know if something happens.
Colosimo came charging through. The umpire said that was a throw, and they seem like they might have nearly been on there. So the ball comes back to the Johnson. One of the biggest recruits in the Eastern Football League for season 2014. Short passes on. It was a good pass too, but not dropping it there. Latino, what he probably should have taken, came charging through there. Once again, they link up well there. Up in the arms of Johnson. He received it from Carroll. Goes one way, then the other. Chopping off nicely. There was Millia. He has been fantastic today. Got the handball away to McCulloch. They're doing it the hard way, though, on hands and knees. Marnie swings around on the left boot. Kicks it up towards the half-forward line. He'd probably prefer this ball to bounce and go over the boundary line and out of bounds, which it eventually does, seen over by Paul Savage. So we'll have the boundary throw in right in front of the broadcast position here.
Ben Johnson's starting to get a lot of the ball, but every time he gets it, he's under immense pressure.
Umpire brings the ball back into play. Mackenzie got a little handle on it. Eventually, the handball came towards the Johnson direction from Carroll. Has to go in after it again because that man Millie is at the bottom of the pack and will have a ball up just outside the centre square here, members side.
He's almost put his hand up for the Trojan workhorse already. He's not the best on ground.
No, that's right. No, he knows how to play wet weather football, doesn't he?
Time to restart again. Came down to Schimmelbusch. His kick was smothered. Millia, one way then the other. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. It's a one-on-one situation. Coleman at the back of the pack got the knock on Slevenson. Can he go after it again? Malloy's in there for Doncaster. Nicely picked up there by Gibney. Got the handball away and then was trapped by Coleman. Keeping it in. The umpire said play on Slevenson. Nearly was in kicking in danger. Ball in that forward pocket. Eventually picked up by Slevenson again to have a ping, but over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw. It's
not often you see kicking in danger at waist level.
So Turner will go up in the ruck against Mackenzie. Waiting on the umpire to bring it back in, making the ruckman do a lot of work as it comes down into the Gibney direction. Swings around on the left boot. It was a clever kick too because Marnie takes it just outside the 50. He will go towards the Slevenson direction. He stands strong and pulls in a ripper mark, and the crowd certainly loved that one. Slevenson ripped it in. He's already kicked one goal of the afternoon, and at the 25-minute mark, this is such an important kick.
It's an absolutely important kick. You do, I must say myself there, BWS, but the way he protected the ball drop, just protected the space between the defender and where the ball was going to go, and just pushed off of his opponent at the appropriate time and took a fantastic mark.
Let's give Glenn Marnie a bit of credit too, because he kicked it to the proper side.
Slevenson crosses the 50, directing his approach. The crowd will tell the story. The crowd tells a great story straight over the goal umpire's head. Slevenson gets his second of the afternoon, and they manage to stretch their lead to 7 points. The Waverley Blues 4-3 plays 2-8.
Well, it's been one goal apiece this quarter, but when you look at the quarter itself, look, Doncaster's had all the play. Most of the game's been played down in Doncaster's forward 50, but when Waverley Blues do bring the ball out of the centre and they bring it forward, they look very good with their disposal, and they've got a method when they come into the forward line. They're kicking the ball out in front of their forward so that they can run onto it, Andy.
Definitely all right.
So knocked down by Mackenzie as the ball's in the middle of the ground, scooped upon there by Pousty. Went one way then the other, had to get boot to ball, eventually did. Scrambly kick in the middle of Mount Waverley reserves, picked up by Anarchis, going nowhere, and we will have a bounce.
It's a bit of a carbon copy of the first quarter, isn't it? It was all Doncaster early on, and then Waverley Blues come back, and it looks like it's doing the same this quarter.
4-3, 27 plays 2-8, 27 points is the margin. Can Anarchis do something about that for Doncaster? Scrambly kick up towards the Millia direction, went after it hard. The umpire's going to reward him. In fact, he might have paid a free kick against Millia there. That's a little bit confusing for everybody out here as Latino has it. 65 metres out from goal. You may as well go to the top of the goal square where Jarvis was trying to knock it down. Eventually he did. The handball comes out wide. Colinari's in there. Jarvis goes after it again. The umpire might come in and just stop this one. Picked up eventually by Tim McCauley. He was brought to ground and will have a bounce about 15 metres out from the Doncaster goals. They need a score here, Ray.
Yeah, they certainly do. They've got to kick a goal out of this contest.
Jarvis will go up, almost pulled it down, will go after it again. But the Waverley Blues, if they've done so well already in this game, got a scrambling kick out, but that was Colossum overseas. Cavallis, short passes on inside forward 50, finds Colinari, he doubles back, he just sized up the option looking for
No, who said anything about tanking? It's what you'll save in the tank. I want you all to go out and get a breeze tag. Use Eastlink. You'll be at the ground faster and fresher, and you'll save fuel too.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
Program sponsor. Own a smartphone and love the Eastern Football League, and the EFL mobile web app is a must. Go to m.efl.org.au to access fixtures, results and ladders for all EFL games. You can also receive live around-the-ground scores every Saturday afternoon right from the home court. And contribute to the mighty EFL forum while you're online. Download the EFL mobile web app to go live and local real footy this season, right from the palm of your hand.
Radio Eastern 98.1. Weather update.
And the Bureau forecast for Saturday is this area of shower activity will decrease this afternoon and clear during the evening. Winds northwesterly becoming light later on. And going for a top today of 17, and currently it's 15 degrees in Melbourne's outer east. And the outlook for tomorrow, Sunday, Mother's Day, a possible shower at 17. Monday, increasing sunshine at 19, and Tuesday, sunny and 20. nice day, and also a nice day for Wednesday. Mostly sunny on top of 20. Good afternoon, Barry Cots with you back here in the studio. And this is EFL Game Day, and we'll return to our radio game Division 2, the Waverley Blues and Doncaster in just a moment. But first of all, let's check some AFL scores. And today is part of the 6 game competition this weekend, with a lot of teams having the bye. And the game on this afternoon is over there at the Adelaide Oval between Port Adelaide and Fremantle. And it got underway a lot earlier this afternoon. And progress score was at quarter time, it was Port Adelaide 2-4-16 leading Fremantle 1-3-9. And then at half time, Fremantle got the lead. It was Fremantle 6-6-42 leading Port Adelaide 4-8-32. And it's currently the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. And it's Fremantle 7-8-50 leading Port Adelaide 5-9-39. Major goal kickers for Fremantle. Subban has 2 and 1 each to Clark and Bohr. And for Port, Wingard has 2, Mitchell 1, and Schultz also 1 there. Now the other game this afternoon is the Twilight game that's coming up at 20 to 5, and that's up at the gate between Brisbane and Essendon. So just repeating, 8-minute mark of the third quarter, it's Fremantle 7-8-50 leading Port Adelaide 5-9-39. Now stick around because coming up after the break, we'll have the Pie Shed halftime show right here on EFL Game Day.
How would you like your coffin to look?
I think maybe my wedding photo would look good.
Like HMAS Melbourne. I spent the best years of my life on that ship.
Oh, a picture of me and the kids from when I was younger and they were babies.
Lots of pretty flowers.
Well, at Tobin Brothers Funerals, anything is possible, including a custom-designed and decorated coffin to celebrate your life. To find out more, visit tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor. Had an accident on the field? Head straight to Ikira Urgent Care for immediate medical treatment, and you won't have to wait. For a maximum of $75, we'll treat your broken bones, sprains, strains, cuts, or any other game day injuries. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call us on 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care. We have you off the sidelines in no time. Station sponsor.
For all things EFL, The Huddle. Good evening, Eastern Football League lovers. One of the funniest things against Friday night for a game. Watch all the jumpers. Yes, it is Glenn Archery. Welcome to the program tonight. G'day, Glenn.
Hey guys, how you going?
If it was up to Dino, he's winning the league there. How much longer we've got to see Stewie Wine going around in the Eastern Football League?
Probably about 1 quarter.
6 p.m. every Wednesday on 98.1 Radio Eastern.
For the best EFL rap on radio, don't miss Akira EFL Sunday, 10 till 12 every Sunday morning, 98.1 Radio East. Dan Warren Smith and the team bring you all the final scores, goal kickers, best players and ladders following a big round of EFL fun. The gang also talk to winning coaches, players and special guests, bringing the final scores to all seniors, reserves and the 19 coaches. Akira EFL Sunday is going live at local for your footy from 10 every Sunday. 98.1 Radio East. For all our latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au. Saturday Game Day continues. Here we go. Let's head back and go local. You're 40.
Welcome back to Mount Waverley Reserve here in Mount Waverley, and tell you what, there's a couple of interesting games going on right around it. We're just having a discussion in the caravan about a few of the results that are coming through at the moment. And our radio game, it is the Waverley Blues 4-3-27 leading Doncaster 2-8-20. Some of the stats that matter thanks to Choose Tap Grant Campbell.
Well, interestingly, Waverley Blues won the hit out 17-11, but Doncaster won the clearances 17-12. The contested possessions, Doncaster won 44-31, but the uncontested possessions for Waverley Blues won 27-19, and inside 50s 14-10 favour of Doncaster, which means Doncaster's now had 29 inside 50s to 21 for the match, but obviously only scored 2 goals from those 29 entries. They'll need a much better conversion rate if they're going to go on and win this game.
Yeah, definitely. As always, this is the Pie Shed halftime show Remember, the Pie Shed's pies are absolutely delicious, combining fresh meats and vegetables with just the right combination of herbs and spices. The Pie Shed offers 40 varieties. Yes, that's right, BWS. 40 varieties of pies with a reputation second to none. See Mark and the team at 295 scores, Canterbury Road, I should say, in Bayswater, or call 9720 7711. Will Taylor, some of the around the ground scores in the Pie Shed half-time show?
Yeah, let's go with Division 4 first. In Surrey Park, leading Kilsyth by 25 points in that game. Warrandyte extended their lead to 21 over Forest Hill. In Division 3, it is Upper Ferntree Gully by 4 points over Baronia. It's Churnside Park by 18 over Glen Waverley. It is Mitcham hitting in the front in the second quarter. They lead by 18 points over One Turner South. And Heathmont by 66 points over the Whitehorse Pioneers. Let's move over to the Division 2 now, and it's all tied up between Bayswater and North Ringwood at 48 apiece. Mulgrave will lead East Burwood by 20 points, and of course, as we mentioned in the radio game, the Waverley Blues by 7. In Division 1 today, Balwyn will lead Vermont by 9 points. Blackburn over very inaccurate East Ringwood by 19 points. It is South Croydon by 39 points over Montrose. Noble Park over Scoresby by 81 points. And Roval over Lilydale by 63 points, with both Lilydale and Scoresby combined a total of 3 behinds so far in the first half.
I'm just going to say it right now that great work from Tony Jones from 9 News has actually tipped Warrandyte in the Warrandyte Forest Hill game. An only person to do so, I think. So,
he didn't tip Scoresby though, did he?
He did not tip Scoresby, well, unlike Will Taylor.
No.
Ray Baird suggesting that he tipped Warrandyte over Forest Hill as well. So we're just waiting to get Wayne Brasher on the line, and we've got him in what is just waiting on our phone guest to come through it at the moment. Ray, how have you seen the first half of this game?
Well, each quarter's been played in 2 halves of the quarter. First of all, it was Doncaster who jumped out of the blocks. They had all the play in the first half of that first quarter. Waverley Blues levelled it up, and it was exactly the same in the second quarter.
I tell you what, there's some interesting things going on right around Australia and around the world, and particularly in the 9 newsroom. And it's a very good afternoon to Clint Stanaway.
Well, very good afternoon to you and to your listeners, Dyson. I hear that you're out at beautiful Glen Waverley, where I hail from. So hello to all the 3150 people out there. Plenty happening around Australia and the world, as you mentioned. We'll kick off in Glenroy, where a bit of a sad story to report. A 25-year-old man has been remanded in custody, charged with the murder of a 3-year-old boy. There's been explosive allegations at the Rolf Harris trial. The entertainer accused of being a Jekyll and Hyde. Petrol thefts are on the rise, costing Australian businesses $45 million. In Canberra, there's fears the disability pension might be slashed in the federal budget. It will be a special night at the MCG, make no doubt about that, as it turns pink. 15,000 wearing pink ponchos will take to the Hello Turf to illustrate the number of Australian women who will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year. It's always a moving event, and that will be an emotional curtain raiser to the Melbourne Western Bulldogs clash. Now, there's not a whole heap of footy going on as we speak. There is one match in progress. Fremantle currently up over Port Adelaide by a couple of goals over there at the Adelaide Oval. Concern over the fitness of Cyril Rioli. He could be sidelined for 6 weeks with yet another hamstring problem. And also we will hear from Buddy Franklin, who of course had the last laugh over his old club last night. That's all coming up in 9 News at 6.
Good luck to your D's this evening, Clint.
Yeah, not overly confident, but anyway, where there's a will, there's a way. We'll see how we go.
Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll have another chat again next week.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks very much to Clint Stanaway from the 9 News team, and remember to tune in to Channel 9 at 6 o'clock for what is the most comprehensive look at all the news from around Australia and around the world. You will see from 6 p.m. Ben Warren-Smith just looking through some of those results. It's going to be another one of those days where anything could happen in the second half.
Yeah, are we talking results from around the grounds, or
yes,
are we talking the result of this?
Bit of both.
Little from column A, little from column B, you reckon? Yeah, we did talk about it on the Friday preview, and the wet weather can always certainly throw up some interesting ones, as it sounds like there's a jet aeroplane about to land on top of us here. But who knows? We'll see some surprising ones come throughout the day, but we'll also see some interesting comebacks and whatnot come through in the scorelines in the second half. And Well, it's good to see some sides really making a name for themselves today, Ray. And as you see, like the side like Heathmont having a powerful game against Whitehorse early in the piece. Not many people would have seen that one coming.
No, not many people would have gone for Heathmont. But then look, they're coached by a great coach in Simon Rourke. And we spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's got a work in progress out there. But well done to the Heathmont today.
We put them under pressure to be able to win on the road, and it's certainly looking like that will be the case from them today. Will Taylor, some more scores?
Yeah, we just got a half-time score in Division 3. Templestowe 9-4-58, leading the Basin 3-4-22, a 6-goal lead to Templestowe. They kicked 6 goals to 1 in that second quarter.
Also in Manningham Council is the Warrandyte Football Club, and they're playing at home once again against Forest Hill. Brash, we're just looking at the results coming through now, and Warrandyte trying to make a statement so far in the first half.
It's a pretty tight game here, Dyson. It's Warrandyte 5-8 to Forest Hill 2-5. Warrandyte are well in control here. They're taking control of the midfield, but their backline is playing tremendous football and putting a lot of pressure on the Forest Hill forwards and not giving them a sniff at all.
Barash's BWS here, mate. Josh Barrett and Luke Dunn have started well in the forward line for Warrandyte throughout the season, alleviating the pressure on Michael Morello. How's it working in the forward arc for Warrandyte?
Well, it's funny, because the goalkeepers have been pretty shared, BWS. There's really no standout forward play. Morello's been well held, but it's just the opportunities. It's the midfield of Warrandyte that is taking control, and they're determining who's kicking all the goals.
Nathan Jamo's been a fantastic player for Forest Hill in recent times, but Kane McGarmez has returned to the Eastern Football League. What's his game been like this Arvo?
Well, Tim Hawkey's got the job on him, and so far Tim Hawkey's won the points. Kane McGarmez has had probably 2 or 3 touches, had a chance to kick a couple of goals. He's kicked 1, but it really hasn't looked all that threatening.
It's Ray here, Brash. Look, what does Brett Shoulders got to do? Has he got to throw his side around in the second half? What's he got to do to get him back on top?
Well, obviously he's got to break down the Warrandyte wall, Ray. Warrandyte have put up a wall around the half-back line, and their forward line is just Warrandyte's forward line is putting so much pressure on their backs. As soon as Warrandyte kick the ball out of defence, Warrandyte are just in numbers, in taking marks and rebounding. And that's one of their plays. They've got 2 or 3 blokes running together in numbers, whereas Forest Hills always seem to be under the man.
I was going to just ask him who wins, Brash.
Oh, look, at this stage, with the heavens just about round over, 21-point lead to Warrandyte. With Ryan Clark off 2, big blow here for Forest Hill. I think Warrandyte are going to get the job done.
Well, we look forward to hearing all about it on the BGC Bayswater Post Match show from you, Wayne Brash. Enjoy this second half, and we'll have a chat to you after that. We'll head to a short break as Doncaster and the umpires have just made their way out onto Mount Waverley Reserve, and we'll be back with the second half. This has been the Pie Shed halftime show, and this is on EFL Gameday.
It's 20% off to travel on Eastlink on weekends and public holidays with a car tag. So, with the money you'll save, you'll have enough for what age? My birthday present next week. And I have my eye on some sparkly gold deer boots with some pandas on them. Get a race tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time for
Go to m.efl.org.au to access fixtures, results and ladders for all EFL grades. You can also receive live around-the-ground scores every Saturday afternoon right from the palm of your hand. And contribute to the mighty EFL forum while you're online. Download the EFL mobile web app to go live and local for your footy this season right from the palm of your hand.
29-4 Radio Eastern 98.1 EFL Game Day. Barry Cott's back in the studio. Quick AFL score update from the Adelaide Oval between Port Adelaide and Fremantle. It's currently the 21-minute mark of the third quarter, and it's Fremantle 8-9-57, leading Port Adelaide 7-10-52. Major goal kickers for Fremantle. Subin has 2, Clark 1 and Ball 1. And for Port Adelaide, Wingard 3, Mitchell 2 and Schultz 1. Stick around, more to come in just moments for the third quarter of Waverley Blues Doncaster East Division 2 game right here on EFL Game Day.
What vehicle would you choose for golf, young?
An old 1950s classic, just like me.
I'd love to arrive on the back of a Harley.
Oh, there's only one choice for me, a Mercedes-Benz.
At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we know you love vehicles, so we've assembled a wide choice for you and your family. So if you'd like a 1958 Dodge Hearse, our Fat Boy Harley Davidson Hearse, or our unique family funeral coach, just choose one in a fixed price funeral plan. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor. Had an accident on the field? Head straight to Ikira Urgent Care for immediate medical treatment, and you won't have to wait. For a maximum of $75, we'll treat your broken bones, sprains, strains, cuts, or any other game day injuries. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call us on 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care. We have you off the sidelines in no time. Station sponsor.
For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our
Ball back in the middle of the ground to start the second half out here. Great stuff, Dyson Baker. And see Cavallis has it in the middle, quickly wrapped up in a tackle there by Maddi Sharp. So just a bit of logistics talk going on in the background there.
Yeah, look, just getting everything organised for the Doncaster Football Club.
So Mackenzie goes up against Turner. We'll give that one to Turner. Soupy came down to Carboni on the right boot, drives the ball inside forward. 50 now for the Waverley Blues. A one-on-one situation. Ball knocked away towards the Fiora direction. Hill came in on hands and knees, knocked it out. Turner got a little handball away. Got it to Carboni. Links up out wide. Oh, intended for Harrison. Dropped what he should have taken. Screaming through there is Johnson on the left boot. He's got class. He kicks the ball over the top. Bouncing football looking for C. Cavallis brushed over the boundary line and out of bounds. So
I was surprised then, boys, that Johnson didn't kick the ball long rather than just putting in a little 5-metre kick.
So, just waiting for this game to restart again. First minute of the third term. They call it the Premiership quarter as the umpire throws it back in. Came down to Johnson, lost to Carboni, came charging through, handball over the top there of Grocott, but the Waverley Blues through the arms now of Paolacci, swings around on the right boot, bouncing football across the half-forward line. It stays in play. Johnson goes after it, knocks it over as we cross down boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Jesse.
Boys, Gavin Colosimo took a pretty hard hit trying to kill that contest out here on the wing just a moment ago. So he's come off and he's getting work done on him. It looks like he might have had a pretty strong corky on his thigh. Stay
close to him, Jesse. Great job down there. Trying conditions for everyone today as Hill hits the deck, wrapped up by Matthew Sharp in a pretty ferocious tackle, and we'll have a bounce.
Just looking at as conditions BWS, the rain looks as though it's gone at the moment. There's a little bit of blue sky.
Don't you dare jinx it, Ray Baird, as Turner got the knockdown. Coming through was Carboni, little handball out wide. That was good. Heinsohn now on the right boot, goes up towards the half-forward line, and the mark has been taken there by Marnie. Swings around now on the left boot and kicks it in towards the forward pocket. The mark being taken by Paul Savage, about 25 metres out, or probably 30 to 35 metres out.
Got to say, guys, it started all from that release handball by Ben Carboni. He completely opened up the play, took all the players around the stoppage out of it, and suddenly they were able to go forward with relative ease.
Well, they currently lead this game by 7 points, and Savage kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head. You want a captain's goal to kick in the start of the third term, and that's exactly what he delivered. Goal on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and the Waverley Blues stretch their lead now to 13 points.
5-3-33 plays 2-8-20, and a handy goal first up for the Blues.
It certainly was, and what I was impressed with was the way they went about it. Their forwards presented, they kicked the ball out in front of their forwards, they marked the ball, they turned around and put the ball on very quickly, and it ended in a goal, a great goal by Waverley Blues.
Ball back in the middle once again. Bit of a 0-0 draw in the middle, but Lumachizi wins out. Nice work to get it forward for Doncaster. It's held up though, good work from Culinary. Not going anywhere, right on the paint of 50. The Doncaster forward line. Just waiting for the game to restart once again. Looks like Carboni and Johnson on this occasion. Carboni wins it down.
Oh, he got destroyed, Carboni, off the play then.
Tackle off the ball, I think was Carroll. Wasn't seen, but it will be held up once again. That'll be interesting to see if Johnson can really get back into this game, Ray. He had a lot of the play, but didn't really do too much damage at all.
No, he didn't hurt the Waverley Blues much.
So ball thrown up once again. Now a chance to try and clear away McCulloch. Carboni went in, dived in and managed to get the tap away. Good work to try and pick it up with Circavelis. Was under a lot of pressure. Fiore gets his handball off to Hill, and now they're away. Wasn't clean enough though on that occasion. Rawlick back on the ground. Wins the free kick. Doncaster not happy with it. And a downfield free kick. No advantage paid. So the ball will come back to Rawlick, who's pretty much right in the centre of Mount Waverley reserve. He's got Carboni all by himself. Decides to go laterally. Finds him now. Carboni kicks short. Finds Marnie on the leader. Takes it nicely on the chest. Finally starting to get into the game to Marnie, Andy.
That's the second time he's presented and they've delivered.
So Marnie looks like he's going to load up here. This would bring the house down. It looks like it's situated left and it's just held up too far and out of bounds on the full.
A lack of discipline there by the Doncaster midfielders. How could they let Ben Carboni get 30 metres out on his own, particularly when the ball had to be brought back?
So Parker has it for Donny. In the back pocket, gets it to Schimmelbusch. Loping handball out wide. It wasn't too crash hot. They might get away with it though here, Doncaster.
Yeah, he didn't take possession of the ball there at any time, and then he was actually held there. So a fair enough free kick.
I think this is Malloy. So on the right boot towards the Lumachese direction. Turner over the back of the pack. He's had a good game, Turner, and swings around now on the right boot. Spots up his coach in Carboni. Such a terrier, Carboni. And a good use of the football normally as well as Coleman got a handle on that one, but Slevenson was the first player to meet it there for Waverley. A ripper tackle on him there by McGarnis to create the spoil. The kick inside by Millier for the Waverley Blues as a bouncing football. Players need to be clever down here. McCulloch was just that. Still in for McCulloch. He might be able to pick this one up. Mackenzie was in there. So too is Malloy. The umpire said play on as players scream or go after it, and Mackenzie was the one who cocked one a little bit too high. The biggest man doing the hardest job, getting down low and relieving his side out of that danger zone as the kick was an absolute shocker off the boot. You give the guy a rap Ray Baird and he kicks the ball out of bounds on the full.
I've said it for year after year. Big men can't kick. That's why they handball.
And that's why you give them votes every single Saturday without fail. Dyson Baker around the ground.
Norwood 9-6-60, Knox 2-5-17. It looks like Montrose still trying to pull back a 31-point lead to South Croydon.
And speak of the devil, Ben Turner has pulled down a fantastic mark just inside centre half forward. So he'll look to put on the 6th goal for the Waverley Blues, Grant Campbell.
Yes, and danger signs for Doncaster. Waverley Blues have had the first 5 inside 50s this quarter.
So Turner yet to trouble the scoreboard today. If you ever wanted to have a shot, directly in front is the place to be. The percentages are on his side. Ben Turner, handy lead he could open here for the Waverley Blues. He can put this one through. He's pushed it to the right-hand side. Minor score is the result, and the Waverley Blues on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard lead this game 5 goals 4 to 2 goals 8. So a margin there of 22 points.
14 points.
14 points, I should say.
Fiora gets the kick out of the fence, kicks up towards Kinnear, who tries to tap it down a little bit too not quite clean enough with it. Turner got his handball away, but only as far as Limachese under a lot of pressure, flicks it out the back. Now a chance for Waverley to regroup. Heinsohn up towards centre half forward, kick wasn't flash, he's turned it over and managed to find Coleman. Coleman off half back, up the line. It's 1-on-1 and the one of the Waverley Blues wins out. Oldham held it, umpire didn't pay it. Ball about 60 out from the Doncaster goal. Good work off the back of the pack, Purdue.
Bit dangerous there, tough for Fitzpatrick as it spills out now to Hayes. Hayes on the left boot for the Waverley Blues, kicked it towards the Slevenson direction. He went in very hard, but Doncaster, a fantastic bit of play there, going in super hard. See Cavallis comes in from the side and kick up towards the half-forward line now for Doncaster, but man in front, Oldham has it. He's had a good game today, but the kick was scrambly coming through. Colinari got the handball out wide to Fiora. Expect him to swing back around on the left. He kicks it up towards the half-forward line. Carroll came down from half-back and took a good mark about 55 metres out from goal.
I've got to say, guys, you can't deny the courage of both Slevenson and Siakavelis there. Fantastic courage shown by both players.
So Carroll kicks it towards the Jarvis direction. Getting back and judging it better was Nathan McDonald. So on the left boot now, he swings the ball out towards the half-back line, and bouncing football will find Heinsohn. He had a lot of time to work with there as his sweeping handball goes out towards the Hayes direction. Swings around on the left, put himself under a fair bit of pressure there, and chopping off and taking a good mark was Zach Carroll, who's had a good game for Doncaster today. Short passes on towards Fiora, chopped off there by Millia. Speaking of good games, this guy's had a super game. Got around one, got around two. Handball went out wide towards the Marnie direction. Couldn't quite handle it. Nicely picked up there by McCulloch. He got the handball away. Here's Millia once again inside forward 50. The kick's going to bounce in front. It might set it up okay there for Savage. Can he get handle on it? Schimmelbusch, a cool head in a tough situation. Gave the handball away to Sika Vallis, who gave a look away handball back to Schimmelbusch. He got brought to ground. Sika Vallis will have to go in and after it again. And there is Harrison for Waverley Blues to bullock his way through and try and get a handball out. But the umpire said, give it to me, boys. We'll have a bounce across the half-forward line. Members stand at Mount Waverley Reserve.
Montrose within 3 goals of South Croydon. They've kicked back the Demons.
So just waiting for this game to restart. Saw the smile disappear from Ray Baird's face with that last score.
No, they're still behind.
You can even tell it in his voice. So just got a bit of a stoppage here at the moment. I'm not too sure if it's a blood rule, but Maddi is on top of it thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Let's cross down to her.
Yeah, the umpire down here is just saying that one of the blokes said he needs to change their jumper. They're holding time. Don't really know why the jumper's wrong, but
the physio. Because the jumper that he's wearing is pretty much the navy blue and white hoops. And Rickard's just kicked a goal at Montrose. Points the margin out at Montrose Recreation Reserve as Sleverson comes in to open up the margin here at Mount Waverley.
Oh, look at that.
Absolutely makes no mistake from the tight angle. A fantastic goal from the big key forward. That's his third for the afternoon. They move on to 6-5-44. 2-8-20 Doncaster at the moment on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and that is an absolutely fantastic goal there from Andrew Sleverson.
As I said, he just showed immense courage. You know, look, a couple of minutes ago he was down and out and takes a fantastic mark. Composure. He's just a fantastic player, premiership player. They must be rapt to have him back.
Those stats at Grant Campbell game, they're more hand passes for Doncaster. That's because of the immense pressure that Waverley Blues are putting them under. They're hand passes to get out of trouble.
Ball spills down to Carboni on the left boot now. This is when as high as it did long. Fiora came in over the back there also for Doncaster is Malloy. But kick goes inside forward 50 now for the Waverley Blues. McGarnis over the back. Schimmelbusch, little toe poker off the ground. Found Fiora, who ran himself into a bit of trouble but had McGarnis there for support. He linked up okay. Now Schimmelbusch on the right boot. Kicks it towards Dipper in the middle of the ground. That was a super mark by Dipper. Pulling it to ground. Swings the ball out wide. It'll be clever in disposal. Peduto, so all the old heads are holding sway here as his kick goes up towards the half-forward line. Dropping what he probably should have taken was Collineri, but the umpire said, well, I'm going to pay that to you, son. So short passes on to Kinnear. Might be a little bit too far out to score here. Mackenzie is screaming for it long. He'll have 2 players to beat if he can do that as the short pass is on, and Collineri, who delivered the ball to Kinnear, has received it back just inside the arc.
I got to say, that's the first time I think in this game that the Waverley Blues defence really dropped off there. They didn't seem to just man up on their respective opponents in their forward 50, and there was a cluster of short passes there, maybe 3 or 4, that with players that were taking uncontested marks there. So interesting to see.
So Rob Collineri, 40 metres out from goal. Gives it a fair old roost too, but pushed it to the right-hand side. So Doncaster inch closer. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, well, not too sure. Oh, it has finally been updated. 6-6 plays, 2 goals, 9.
Just looking around the grounds, Park Orchard 16-6 lead Nunawading 6-1 at Koonung Reserve. It's good work of the back of the pack and Marcus to be in the front position. Sharp just busted through a couple and now he's away. Gets the kick up towards centre wing, looking in the Savage direction. He got front position, couldn't take the mark. Coming through to try and clean up with Sisson. Now he's away. On the right boot, looks for McCulloch, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball spills off the bottom of the pack. Turner tries to pick up, can't quite do so. Now a chance for Doncaster to clear through the outer side. Dibiana is going to be the one to meet it. Decides to go inside forward 50 in the Kinnear direction. He's probably not going to be ahead of pace on McDonald, so just decides to see it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Doncaster in the last few minutes, Andy, they've been able to break open their forward line a little bit and just exploit the Waverley Blues.
To be honest, I think it's been a few turnovers that the Doncaster team has created, and suddenly the Waverley Blues have found themselves a little bit haphazard in their backline.
Ray, you'll be happy to know Jason Eagle has 5. South Croydon back out to a 19-point lead. As Doncaster go inside forward 51 again. Good punch from Macaulay. Off the back of the pack, great work, Anarchis. Bouncing ball across to the right-hand side and through for one behind. So another behind on the board for the Doncaster Sharks. They move on to 2-10-22, 6-5-41, the Waverley Blues and the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Just while we've got to stop in play, boys, you've got to keep, not to say that, because sometime later in the year I'm going to have to go up to Montrose.
So Carboni has been fantastic at kicking in today. Short passes on, that was okay in the end. McDonald, it fell in his lap, handball out wide to Oldham, went back to Carboni. Sold a little bit of candy, in fact it was sharp I should say, as he drives the ball up towards the wing position. That was a good looking kick too. At the fall of the ball, Culinary for Doncaster, scoots out towards the Jarvis direction. He got a little handball away but was trapped off there by Tellman, whose kick was half smothered in the process, trying to keep the ball.
Just not too hard to make it through it. 2-10-22 are the Doncaster Sharks on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
See what happens when you get excited, Dyson. Great bit of play though.
Yeah. So great work from Waverley, and Ray, that was one that Michael Millier definitely deserved.
Yeah, look, what happened then was all the Doncaster boys went for the contest, whereas Waverley Blues only 2 went in the contest, and a couple of the others got front and centre, and they ended up with the ball.
Back in the middle once again, Tallman gets the tap down, Carboni dives on it, then about 5 players dive on him. They try and get it out now, Doncaster. Get it up towards half forward. It's a good foot race going on. Good work from Sharp. Taps it down in front of Fitzpatrick, and it's seen over the boundary line and out of bounds. Right in front of our commentary position here at Mount Waverley.
Ray, I just got to ask you, what do you think Doncaster need to do to actually get back in this game? Because they just seem to not be playing smart football at this stage.
Well, I don't really know, Andy. I just think they've been outplayed. They've been outplayed, and not only that, but their skill level's below par of what Waverley is.
Chris Pounding. Boundary umpire throws the ball back in. That one was a good one. Kinnear tries to take it away, so too Carboni, picking it up at the bottom of the pack. Dorocott inside forward 50, looking for Peduto. And it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Margin to Mitcham out to a 26-point lead over Wantirna South at Walker Reserve. Thanks very much to Tim Morgan. We'll hear from him on the BGC Bayswater Post Match show. Lights are on and the rain's come down. 6-10-46 Warrandyte, 4-6-30 Forest Hill. What a game it would be out there at Warrandyte Reserve. Ball thrown in once again. Kinnear, front position, taps it down. Lumachese trying to bustle through about 3. He's held up by 3 and going nowhere. 45 out from the Doncaster goal.
Takes about 3 defenders to stop Lumachese there. He was like a battering ram, and they managed to just slow him in his tracks.
Ball thrown out once again. Tellman pretty much uncontested. Gets it down to Carboni. Tries to get it onto Sisson. Wasn't clean. McCulloch into the centre of the ground. Gibney lead in the race. Couldn't quite pick it up. Jumping in on that occasion was Culinary. Good work off the back there from Hill. And it's held up once again. Umpire just letting it run out. Millier at the back of the pack. Tries to dive in through 3. Can't quite get his handball away. And Narcus held. And it going nowhere. So ball right here in the centre of Mount Waverley Reserve. You're listening to EFL Game Day here on 98.1 or streaming live on www.efl.org.au. If you want to text us in, 0419 654 082 or at Footy EFL. As Doncaster go forward, held up on that occasion was Malloy. Trying to get it away, Oldham. 60 out from the Doncaster goal. Grant Campbell, some of the Tuesday match stats, thanks to Yarra Valley Water.
Waverley Blues well on top in the inside 50s this quarter, leading at 11-6. They also led the clearances 8-6.
So ball thrown up, 60 from home. Millier gets the punch, and I think he got a fist to the face during that as well. Comes back through Doncaster. It's getting a little bit scrappy through the middle of the ground now. Fiora was held. Hayes just jumping on his back, and that ball's going nowhere.
Boundary.
We'll cross boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Maddi.
Yeah, guys, Andrew Tranquilli being really vocal on the sideline here, just telling his boys to get up, but the difference is that Waverley Blues are more vocal on the park.
It is. It's a 25-point lead to the Waverley Blues in the centre of Mount Waverley Reserve.
We'll have another stoppage. So time on in this third term. Tell you what, Waverley Blues kick the next goal. I'm happy to say that this game is all over Red Rover. So
a bit of an early call there, BWS.
When you've only kicked 2 goals and you need 5 to get back in the game, it's a fair call in the end as Doncaster go up towards the forward line. Kinnear dropped it off his chest and Waverley Blues will sense the danger with the mark being taken by Sisson. Short passes on. They've certainly been cleaner in their disposal as Turner takes the mark. Had the run of McDonald if he wanted him. Instead, Failla will eventually ask Turner to play on now as he Kicks the ball up towards the half-forward line at the fall. The ball, Gibney swings around on the left boot now. Kicks it inside the forward 50. The pack forms. Doncaster, they might have the numbers hit here at the fall. Kick goes up towards the wing position. Guess who? Turner comes in again. He's had a sensational game. He's brought to ground. Sika Vallis was one of those tacklers and won the football as well as he got the handball out to the Colinari. Went backwards again to Sika Vallis. Swings around on the left boot. Lumachisi was in there. So too was Oldham. He read the ball better, but the kick was skew if inside forward 50. Gibney was there. He got one bite on it. Over the boundary line it goes, and we'll have a ball in as Ramboldi sees it over for the Sharks. 55 metres out from the Waverley Blues goal line. And Turner and Jarvis be the two rucks to go at it. Turner works his way to the front. Comes down towards the Johnson direction for Doncaster. Keeps the ball in. It was a clever kick meterage wise, but reading it sensationally was Paul Savage, who really got the crowd alight with his goal earlier in this third term. Goes backwards to Sharp. They know they can just waste a little bit of time here as he goes to Carboni, who switches the ball out wide to McDonald. Now on the left boot, he has to be quick because they do have players out wide ready for a link-up. In the middle of the ground now, the kick goes, and it might even be a downfield free kick here. So the free kick will be with James Hanson.
Housey just copped it off the back of the pack.
Grocott gave him one after he kicked it.
Well, the free kick, Marnie's just got himself into position. You saw James Hanson just ran off and did a little dodgy then, but the umpire might have seen it. He'll come back and...
oldest trick in the book, I think.
Worth a shot, I'd always say, as Hanson swings around on the right. That's okay. Teammate out wide in Harrison. A lot of players inside this forward arc for Waverley as Fiora cuts across and chops off the kick inside for Doncaster. So 25 minutes gone. Doncaster still only 2 goals on the board for the afternoon. We're not used to seeing that as Colinari, who's had a good game for Donny today. The ball's been down there fairly often. The kick goes out towards the Lumachisi, Sika Vallis direction. Hayes at the fall. The ball received the handball now for Waverley. Swings around on the left boot. He's been good today as the kick goes inside forward 50. Dropping what he probably should have taken out there was Colosimo. Going in after it again. Ramboldi was down there as well. Might spill out there once again for Colosimo. The umpire said, "Give it to me, gentlemen. We will have a bounce," as Malloy picks himself up for Doncaster, as I believe we have a blood rule.
Speaking of the Bloods, you've given me a brilliant segue there. Warrandyte leading 6-10-46 to Forest Hill 4-7-31. Chenside Park 9-6-60 lead the Glen Waverley Hawks 5-4-31. Both of those three-quarter time scores.
So plenty of great games as you go local for your football. As
Millier.
Just waiting for Millier to come off, and I tell you what, it's not surprising he hasn't got a little bit of blood on him with the amount that he has gone in for the football today. So
we'll get our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders to check that one out and give us a report on it.
Yeah, number 23 for Waverley Blues. Can't get him on my list right now.
Michael Millier.
Yeah, blood in the mouth. Don't know what's going on there. Bleeding from in the mouth.
Keep an eye on it, Maddi. Is the ball across the half-forward line. Marnie swings around on the right boot, and that's a good-looking kick with the strong mark being taken by Nolan out in front. So he probably back himself from here. He's had a great start to the season.
Trojan Young Gun nomination this week.
And he's going to have no choice but to kick on the siren.
Barrel.
BWS, if he kicks this, are you prepared to say that Waverley Blues will go on and win the game?
I think Waverley Blues will already go on and win this game today. They certainly seem like they're on top, but it's not uncommon to be able to call a big barrel after the siren. Dyson Baker, we saw it in the grand final last year as he comes in now. It's a fair old roost too, pushed it to the left-hand side. Distance wasn't a problem either, and that was a good kick on Goldwood. But the Waverley Blues have all the ascendancy at three-quarter time.
7-6-48 the Waverley Blues. They lead Doncaster 2-10-22. We'll be back with the final term on EFL Game Day right after this.
Had an accident on the field? Head straight to Ikira Urgent Care for immediate medical treatment, and you won't have to wait. For a maximum of $75, we'll treat your broken bones, sprains, strains, cuts, or any other game day injuries. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call us on 9839 3333. That's 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care. We have you off the sidelines in no time. Station sponsor.
Okay, boys, it's time we got ourselves a big advantage if we can. I'm not going to tank, Coach. No, who said anything about tanking? It's what you'll save in the tank. I want you all to go out and get a breeze tank. Use Eastling. You'll be on the ground faster and fresher, and you'll save fuel too.
Eddie, dice. What do you want us to use them on?
Melbourne's East.
Just go to each huddle and just report back.
Yeah, so one of you do.
Radio Eastern 98.1 EFL Game Day. It's 1 after the 4. Barry Collins back here in the studio, and we'll return for the last quarter from the Waverley Reserve. The Waverley Blues versus Doncaster in just a moment. But let's check our AFL score, and the game played this afternoon is over there in Adelaide. The Adelaide Oval between Port Adelaide and Fremantle. It's currently the 16-minute mark of the last quarter, and Port Adelaide have taken the lead. Fremantle have had most of the lead during the game, but coming back is Port Adelaide in the last quarter. Port Adelaide 12-15-87, lead Fremantle 9-9-63. Major goal kickers for Port. Wingard has 5 so far. Mitchell has booted 2, as well as White 2. Major possession getters for Port. Bock 25, Gray 24, and Wines 24. And for Fremantle, major goal kickers Clark 2, Subin 2, and De Boer 1. And major possession getters 5:31, Mundy 28, and Neal 22. So just repeating the 16-minute mark of the last quarter. Port Adelaide 12-15-87, lead Fremantle 9-9-63. And the twilight game this afternoon is up there at the gap between Brisbane and Essendon, getting underway at 20-5. We'll be back with the last quarter of EFL Game Day right after this.
What song would you like played at your funeral?
Oh, it's got to be A Long Way to the Top. Akadaka.
Certain songs say so much about a loved one's personality and the defining moments of their life. The best way to ensure they play the right song at your funeral is to have a fixed price funeral plan. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
For the best EFL rap on radio, don't miss Akira EFL Sunday, following a big round of EFL footy. The gang also talked to winning coaches, players and special guests to bring you the final scores from all seniors, reserves and under-19s matches. Akira EFL Sunday, going live and local for your footy from 10 every Sunday on 98.1 Radio East. For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au.
Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to Mount Waverley Reserve. As we've seen the rain all afternoon, as the sun just shines right across Mount Waverley Reserve, warming the hearts of probably a few Waverley Blues fans. Andy.
Yeah, definitely. They've been completely the better side in the first 3 quarters. They've come in with a clear game plan, and so far they've executed it to perfection. Some of the stats that matter, Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Yes, in that third quarter, Waverley Blues had 52 kicks to 39. Doncaster had more handballs, 28 to 23. So Waverley Blues looking to move it on by foot. Rather, West indicates I think this game may be over.
Will Taylor, some around the ground scores.
Yeah, there's a couple other games that are over as well. We'll go to Division 4 first. It is Warrandyte leading Forest Hill by 15 points. That's the only score we've got there from Division 4. So if you're out at Nunawading or Eastern Lions, can you please send through those scores. In Division 3 today, Baronia leading Upper Ferntree Gully by 18 points. Churnside by 26 over Glen Waverley. Templestowe by 20 over the Basin. Mitcham are pulling away from One Turn South by 27 points, and Heathbonta smacking Whitehorse by 61. And in Division 2 today, it is Mulgrave by 18 over East Build. Of course, the Radio Go 26-point leads to the Waverley Blues. Moving on to Division 1 today, it is Blackburn by 23 over East Ringwood. It is
one through from Croydon. Croydon 9-11 to East Doncaster 5-6. So they've hit back the Lions during that third term to get within 5 goals of the Blues away from home. So we're just waiting on both these sides to clear their huddles. And it looks like, I think Jesse's in there trying to nut out James Lawson for another interview. He's been fantastic so far with his time, James. Cross the boundary side. Well, cross boundary side now, thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Jesse.
James, you must be pretty happy in this last quarter going in 26 points up. What was your message to the boys going to last?
Oh, look, as I said earlier, just to keep doing what we're doing. We're working hard around the contest, numbers of the contest, so it's really working for us.
You must be pretty happy getting numbers back, really killing the contest and running off their big boys.
Yeah, just hard work. that's what we've been about today. Just working hard for each other, getting numbers to the contest, and it's working.
And obviously Andrew Sevenson's offered a lot of lead up inside that forward 50. Must be pretty happy with him as well.
Yeah, experienced forward, knows what it's about. He loves these conditions too, so he's really shone today for us.
Thanks for your time, Andrew.
Thanks very much to Jesse, and thanks to James Lawson. Jesse, been fantastic on debut.
Very good.
Thanks to Akira Urgent Care. So ball back in the middle for the final time here at Mount Waverley Reserve. Ray, can Doncaster, Andy, can Doncaster get their way back into this game?
You know what? I think they honestly can. They've had great last quarters throughout the whole season. The sun is shining on them. I think that will help them. I don't think they'll win this game, but it's certainly by no means a stretch for them to go on and do that.
They'll have to overcome a 26-point deficit at the three-quarter time break here on EFL Game Day. Just looking at Ben Carboni trying to rev up his team for this final term. Ball thrown aloft as the sun shines across Mount Waverley Reserve. Tap down, Doncaster get the first use out of the middle. Fiora trying to get it away, couldn't quite do so. Hayes just tries to boot it forward, wasn't going anywhere. Good work from Mackenzie to tap it along the ground, and it manages to find touch. So they're going in with all guns blazing in the final term. Fiora and Johnson both in the middle for Doncaster.
Yeah, the perfect AFL experience there. That's the best you can get.
So Mackenzie taps it down across Turner, finds Johnson. And he's held up, not going anywhere. True centre wing, commentary side. Keep you up to date with all those scores that are coming in as they come to us. As we said, a few interesting results here. The ball spills out the back of the pack. Nice work from Sia Cavallis. Trying to get it away was Mackenzie. Breaking through there was Carboni. His handball's a little bit too hot. Cut off by Malloy. Now a chance for Doncaster to go forward. Just not clean enough with their disposal at the moment. You did mention that, Ray, and that's one thing that's let them down this afternoon.
It certainly is.
So
special comments.
I'm glad you agree, Ray. This ball's 60 from home for Doncaster. Tap down, bit of a nil-all draw. Fiore tries to take it away, can't quite do so. Carboni gets his handball away, and McCulloch who's wrapped up, and the ball's going nowhere. So we played a minute and a half, and the ball's probably travelled about 20 metres.
I think it would be best for Doncaster just to spread their players out a little bit.
They've closed the game up and all that. They've got to break the game open and put some quick scores on the board.
So trying to clear out now, and this good work off the back of the pack. It was Mackenzie who got it away up towards the Kinnear direction. Hard up against the boundary line on that occasion was McDonald.
Been very good, McDonald, today.
As we cross boundary side, thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Maddi?
Yeah, guys, we're listening to Andrew Tranquilli at that three-quarter time huddle, basically saying that he wanted his men to play on as quickly as possible, and look, if there was not an option presenting, just bloody kick the ball forward. That was the general message.
in no uncertain terms, exactly what he wanted it to do. Just got a message from Will that East Ringwood have kicked the first two goals of the last quarter. They currently trail by 11 points in what is a close game out there at Moreton Park. Just Waverley go forward once again. Couldn't quite take the mark over the back of the pack, Marnie. Nice work on the back of the back, Carroll. He's wrapped up, held up, Ungar's got a call ball. Great tackle there by Paul Savage. McCulloch will end up getting the free kick though. Goes inside forward 50, short chip kick. Gibney was the target, couldn't quite find him. Sleverson tries to wrap up his opponent, does so now.
Surrey Park lead by 23 points at three-quarter time.
The Panthers could be on the roll for their first win of the year. Park Orchards 19-10 leading Nunawading 7-2 out at Coonung Reserve. As off the back of the pack, Carroll clears away and Doncaster a chance to go forward.
So the ball bouncing out towards the Lumachese direction. He's across the half-forward line, paddled it to his advantage. Ball bouncing away and eventually it'll trickle over and we'll have a boundary 3 metres out from the Doncaster goal.
Wes, over the years we've said he isn't the quickest, but time getting out after that.
Effort and in
Doncaster 7-6-48, a 20-point lead in favour of Waverley on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
That was his second as well.
Yeah, he's the multiple goal kicker, but they need a few more of them if there's any realistic chance.
Under a little bit of pressure. He's got time though. Decides to go back across and finds Rawlick, who couldn't quite hold on to it.
Well done.
2-on-1, taps it back to Pousty. He's got McDonald behind him, decides to go to him now. Kick around the body, look to find touch. And probably a good result, and what it probably should have been a decent play for Doncaster to try and take it away.
Well, look, they mucked around with it a little bit, then Waverley Blues, but the thing was they had time to muck around with it. There wasn't a lot of pressure put on them by Doncaster.
I think Doncaster is sensing that they're not quite up to the intensity at the moment. Ball to be thrown in once again. 35 round from the Waverley Blues goal here at Mount Waverley Reserve. They're kicking to the left of your radio dial or the left of your screen if you're watching us on www.efl.org.au. Kinnear picks up, tries to balk about 3 and then sees it over the boundary line. And a free kick going the way of the Waverley Blues. Dropping the ball.
Holding the ball.
So, out of side, looks like Rawlick. Centre wing out of side, looking into the sun, trying to assess his options. Inside forward 50, Marnie goes with the fly. The great punch over the back came from Coman. Haven't seen much of him today, but he's been a little bit of a workhorse across half-back. So a chance now for Waverley to regroup. They currently lead this one by 20 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
20 points on a day like today, boys. That is a huge margin at this stage.
Tried telling you that in the third term. You didn't want to bar of it as the umpire throws it up now. Turner made his way to the front. Coming in through there was Hayes. Tried to bullock his way through. Fiora came in to lend some support. Little toe poker off the ground. Went nowhere. Waverley Blues inside forward. 50 by Sharp that time. In towards the goal square. Looking for Nolan. Bouncing football towards the boundary line. Seen over by Parker. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Tell you what, Carboni has just set up the wall across that that midfield area. And that ball's just not getting out. And it's been such a dogfight. Waverley Blues are playing this really well. I think they'll win this game.
It's 4 minutes now. It's been trapped in the Waverley Blues half-forward line.
They're after something to get this crowd alive as the tackle goes on there on Zach Carroll, and he's brought to ground for Doncaster. So about 40 metres out from the Waverley Blues goal line, right in front of the members' stand out here. Been a vocal crowd all afternoon. Shiwenya the underdog. Slevenson over the top, got the knockdown. It came down towards Carboni, almost caught my kick to put this one through. It was looking good off the boot. The distance might not be a problem. It worked its way back, and the umpire said, "Nah, I'm not getting amongst those celebrations." One behind is the result, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, the Waverley Blues moved to 7-7-49. It's a 21-point lead over Doncaster side, who are 3-10-28.
Fiora kicks out. Short chip kick, finds Peduto. Just decides to play on, trying to get a bit of movement going. Up towards the Kinnear direction, takes it on the second grab. Now they've got to move it quickly. They're in front of the play. They've got Lumachese up forward. Kick was smothered. Great work from McDonald on the floor of the ball. He'll win the free kick for the push in the back. And a chance for Waverley Blues to take it out of defence once again. Gives the handball off, finds Carboni. Carboni up towards half forward, looking for Gibney on that occasion. Chance to run it away now through Fitzpatrick on the outer side. Bit of a contest ensues. Centre wing out of sight here at Mount Waverley Reserve. Millia puts his body on the line, almost gets a foot to the face, but manages to get in. Good work from Paolacci, gets his handball away. Carboni. Just got to be clean with 1 or 2 disposals just to try and open this game up now.
Doncaster had an excellent opportunity to go on their forward line for the first time in quite a while. And I have to say, Kinnear, he just didn't step back off the man's mark. I mean, it's football 101. You take a mark, you walk back from that mark and you take the kick. Unfortunately, yeah, it went against him.
Grant Campbell, Yarra Valley Water, choose tap match. That's the inside 50s for this quarter.
5-4 in favour of Waverley Blues. Clearances 9-6 in favour of Doncaster, but really haven't been important clearances.
So ball held up about 60 from home for Waverley. 7-7 plays 3-10. So one less scoring shot, but they currently trail by almost 20 points. Trying to work it out. Good work off the back of the pack. Diving in over the top of it there was Savage. Now they try and go forward once again. Cut off on that occasion, Fiora. Short chip kick. Finds its target in Sia Cavallis. Now they've got a chance to run. Got to be clean with it. Up towards half forward. Johnson was the target. Couldn't quite get him. Now he's going to win it back. Couldn't quite do so. Sharp a chance to take it away. Gives his handball. It was too hot for Millia. Now they've got a chance to regroup. They've got to clean it up if they want to try and get it.
Up by 18-0 Upper Ventry Gully. It is Churnside by 26 over Glen Waverley. Ringwood over South Belgrade by 18. Templestowe by 20 over the Basin. Mitcham by 27-01 Turn South. And Heathmont by 61-0 Whitehorse.
Doncaster inside forward 50. Zach Carroll kicks it up towards the top of the goal square. No mark taken there by Lumachese. Plenty of numbers around for Doncaster as they try and hold it up. So just a bit of a lull in play after that goal. And Warren Smith quite happy that he finally got through a call of a decent goal this afternoon. Hayes, off the back of the pack, looking for his options, decide to handball to Oldham. Now they get a chance to clear away. but the boundary line beats all comers.
How resolute has the Waverley Blues defence been today? Players like,
they've all been good.
MacDonald, Millia, Season, they've just been fantastic.
Heinsohn.
Yeah. Thoroughly impressed.
Turner's another one. They've all been great players down there. Whoever the six are that have been there at that particular time, they've all been outstanding. They've worked off each other.
Looks like the scores will come through late from Whitehorse and Heathmont. There's a stretcher out at Springfield Park. Lining up on that occasion was Malloy, top of the goal square. Couldn't quite find Kinnear.
He's pulled it down. Third bite.
Managed to just pluck it. A bit of a Simon Grasser mark, that one. But alas, a chance to line up for his side's fourth in his second of the afternoon. Comes in now. You wouldn't expect him to make any mistakes from here. 10 metres out, directly in front. He slots that one for Doncaster, and one to put him just back into this game, give him a sniff at the 15-minute mark, his second for the afternoon. And they move on to 4:10, 34, 8-7, 55, the Waverley Blues and the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
You look at the goal kickers of both sides, though. Waverley Blues, they're spreading it around. They've had 5 goal kickers, where Doncaster have only had Kinnear's got 2 and Grocot's got 2. They're very scarce to kick goals down there.
We've gone 16 minutes now in the final quarter. Hope you've enjoyed your day out at the local football. Final terms happening all around the east as Vantarakis dribbles the ball up towards the Ramboldi direction. He'll have to go in after it. So too does Johnson. Paddled it out somehow. Vantarakis got himself in the contest once again. He's a quick footballer on hands and knees. That was well done by Oldham. He's been sensational as well. Handball out wide. Will eventually link up there with Rawlick. Picks the ball up now and kicks it along the wing position, looking for his teammate in McCulloch. Will the ball bounce? McCulloch will be able to put through surely his first goal of the afternoon.
But I like the way that Carboni just picked the ball up with one hand while he held off the opposition player. He went inboard, he had a look, he didn't hit the player with the pass, but gee, as you said, when he got the free kick.
McCulloch comes in from point blank range and kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head. That's his first goal of the afternoon. That is Waverley Blues 9th, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard they move to 9 goals, 7-61. Doncaster still 3-10-28.
This is the way they're going to play this year, Andy. They've had to slog this game out for a half. Now they're starting to open it up. They did the same thing last week against East Build, and for the first 3 weeks, they're just going to be a workman-like team. Yeah, they definitely are. And look, they've shown in all games this year that they're willing to fight, that they have been competitive in this game. And now the wins are going to start to translate. I really look forward to the way the Waverley Blues will play in the coming weeks. Some of the scores in Division 1, Will?
Yeah, Vermont in front over Bourne by 12 points, Blackburn by 23 over East Ringwood. It is South Croydon leading by 8 over Montrose, Noble Park by 133 over Scoresby. It is...
As Millia streams through the middle, Carboni one out with, it was Coleman on that occasion. Can he pick up? Decides to balk around him, can't quite get much on it. And the ball sent over the boundary line out of bounds.
And Norwood by 62 over Knox and Roval over Lillardale by 69.
I think he's itching. I think he's
excited
itching.
There, Will.
I think he's itching for a goal, Ben
He
Carboni.
loves to end on that note, doesn't he?
So ball to be thrown in once again. Out of side, about 5 metres round from the Waverley goal. Taking his time, Chris Powney. Now he decides to restart play. Ball thrown in once again. Turner taps it down. Good kick off the bottom of the pack there. Snap came around the body though from McCulloch. Can he kick 2 in a minute? He has not. And through for one, another behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 9-8-62 plays 4-10-34 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
What Andrew at Tranquility would be asking his players now is at least play the game out. You can't just let the Waverley Blues do what they want to do and blow the score out. You know, it's a big enough lead under the condition, but they've got to just keep fighting it out, Doncaster.
And fight it out, I'm sure they will, Raise. Fiora drives it up towards the Mackenzie direction. He'll go after it again now, the big man. Backwards to go forwards. Here is Savage, just pops it up into the forward pocket. Nobody's home though, Aaron Fiora to once again relieve for the Sharks. Short passes on, that's okay. Spots up Peduto on the right boot. Clean skills have seen them up towards the wing position now. Mackenzie kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. Good use of the body there by Zach Carroll to take the mark. One of Doncaster's best today. Hands and balls it away to Nakas. Chris Vantarakis kicks it up inside forward 50, swinging back. And, eventually taking good mark was Maddi Harrison, but he was looking for Kinnear. Harrison Goes in the middle looking for Carboni. Geez, he's a good player. He's been sensational today. Barely wasted a disposal as Hayes now on the left boot. Also been very serviceable. Kicks it towards the direction there of Slevingston. He had to bruise his body well. Will the ball stay alive? Maganis is right on his hammer and over it goes for a boundary throw in.
Smart play by Slevingston. He only wanted the boundary line there and it's just simply to waste time.
Been a long time between disposal.
What a kick. I reckon
no wonder he kicks in as well. Do you know what I mean? He's just got such clean disposal.
Perfectly weighted kick. Just looking at Boronia have defeated Upper Ferntree Gully 9-8-62. Upper Ferntree Gully 8-10-40 by 22 points at home. So getting those final scores flooding through, and we'll bring them straight to you as we've ticked over 23 minutes here in the final term on EFL Game Day. Andrew Sleverson with a hop, skip and a jump. Sends it on its way. It's going to go close. It's a perfect kick, and it's just across to the right-hand side, though. That was the only thing that was wrong with it. 9-10-64 plays 4-10-34. It's a comprehensive lead at the moment to the Waverley Blues on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Boys, in that third quarter, we're talking about the amount of ball that Ben Johnson was getting, but we haven't cited him in the last quarter. No answer.
No, I'm trying to find him, Ray. I can't say
he's
that.
Out there.
He is
out there.
Maganis dropped what he would normally always take and eventually got boot to ball and lucks of fortune that lands in the arms of Matty Schimmelbusch.
It's probably a good point. There's about 4 or 5 Doncaster players who we haven't cited all day.
Handball goes out towards Dipier Domenico. Bullocked his way through, lost the football. Carboni laid that tackle, comes out wide now. Marnie will be able to pick this one up. Swing around on the left boot. The kick was a bit of a grubber. Went into the arms of Luke Parker, who banked it on his boot. Back up towards the wing position. Big fly over the back there by Rombold. He couldn't quite pull it in. Kinnear will see it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Full time out at Central Reserve, 7-8-50. Glen Waverley Hawks have been defeated. Chirnside Park 11-10-76. It's going to be an interesting year for Glen Waverley Hawks.
Good win by the Panthers, their first of season 2014. Looking forward to talking to Lee Horsburgh tomorrow as Schimmelbusch on the left boot now drives the ball inside forward 50 at the back of the pack. Lumachese was beaten to the play by Macaulay, who got the handball out towards McDonald, who's really impressed me today on the big forward Kinnear. They go out wide now. This is Hayes on the left boot, drives it up towards a wing. It was a 4-on-1 situation, but Waverley Blues are the ones that keep on keeping on hands and knees. A good tackle there by Grocock. Managed to get the ball to spill out, but Blues once again get the ball out towards the Anarchist direction. Didn't look. It was a quick kick up towards the half-forward line. Which way is this ball going to bounce? It was good play there by Oldham. He presented himself. He got down low. He might even get pinned here. Ben Kinnear's right on his hammer. Eventually won the football. This would be a fair old goal if he could snag it. Kicks it up towards the forward pocket. Lumachese comes out. Broke the tackle. Big Josh. He'll come in now. A dribbler kick and he slams it through.
Into the post.
Hit the post.
Oh, wow. So behind on the board, they can't buy a goal out here at Mount Waverley Reserve. The Doncaster Football Club, 4 goals, 11-35, plays at 9-9-63.
8-point margin at 26 minutes gone. Montrose Recreation Reserve. Getting nervous, Ray?
No, not at all.
Ball's held up, sharp, deep in defence. Looks like Carboni on second thoughts. Decides to go up the line. Only manages to find Anarchis in a Doncaster jumper. Now a chance for Doncaster to regroup once again. And it's held up on centre wing out of side. Choose tap match stats, Grant Campbell.
Contested possessions in the last quarter, 37-32 going Waverley Blues away, and they've also won the tackles.
Here's a stat for you, Grant. The Forest Hill Zebras are no longer undefeated in season 2014. Warrandyte 9-10-64 have defeated Forest Hill 5-8-38, so their second win at home. As Hayes runs down the commentary side wing. Decides to go inside forward 50 now. Kick wasn't flash. And only found Coleman. But Coleman sets up from half back. Kick wasn't great. Out to the outer side. Leading in the race was Mackenzie. Kick also wasn't flash as they try and move it forward. Sharp will be able to clean it up. He's got a paddock to work with. Short chip kick. Finds Tolman. Who's gone missing in the second half. Was great in the first half. Inside forward 50 with a roosting ball. Sitting under it was Turner. He couldn't take the mark. Spilling it out as Millier deserves another goal. Snaps it around the body. Bouncing ball. Which way will it turn? It decides to divert left. And through for one behind. So 9-11-65 plays 4-11-39 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard here at Mount Waverley Reserve.
So it'll be Carroll who unloads with a barrel from the half-back line. It was a fair old
Good
cruise
right in the
too.
centre of the
Mark's been
ground.
sharp, who I sensed has really impressed Ray Baird today.
He has, and another player that we haven't really called a lot, but he's right out here in front of us, number 14, Jeremy Poosti. Now, he's run with a Narcos all day, and he has shut him out of the game.
Kick goes on, Peduto, who's really stepped it up in these last couple of moments. Grocott on the left boot, kicked 2 goals this afternoon. That wasn't too great shot. Sharp once again cuts it off across the half-back line, and the Waverley Blues are away again.
Yeah, so Macaulay just sits 25 from defensive goal. Short chip kick, looks for Savage, who's got a bit of room to work with. And that's it. That's the second victory in a row for the Waverley Blues Football Club. Comprehensive in the end. They had to work for it, but they managed to get another 4 points on the board. And the final score in this one, 9-11-65, the Waverley Blues, 4-11-35, a comfortable 30-point lead in the end to the Waverley Blues. Goal kickers for the Blues, Sleverson with 3, and then singles to McCulloch, Savage, Sharp, Millier and Hayes.
Sharp had 2.
Sharp had 2, while Kinnear kicked 2 goals, so too did Grocott for Doncaster. And Ray, a pretty a hard-fought win, but that's the way this side's going to play.
It was a hard-fought win, but it was also a comprehensive win. Look, when you analyse the whole game, it was the ball handling and to me the confidence of the Waverley Blues players when they did actually get the ball. They hit their targets. They were prepared to short pass out of the back line, once again hitting their targets. And the pressure they put on Doncaster, particularly the midfielders, I think that shook the heck out of the Doncaster midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. The Doncaster side I like, actually. They could not get any easy kicks today. The perceived pressure and then the pressure on the actual ball carrier. It just, they were fantastic today, Waverley. They did it all.
We'll get our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders to try and chase up Ben Carboni if we possibly can. But just looking at around the ground scores, Norwood 15-10-100 defeated Knox 2-9-21. Lee Williams with 4 goals. Croydon 13-13-91 defeated East Doncaster 7-8-50 at home. And it's all over at Montrose. South Croydon hold on to run-out winners 15-14-104 to Montrose 14-12-96. You'll hear more about that one on the BGC Bayswater Post Match show from Aaron Kirkby Rodia. So we're just waiting to... Maddi's just trying to wade through the slush out there out here at Mount Waverley Reserve.
Just getting those boots dirty, unfortunately.
Start thinking about your 3-2-1, gentlemen. Thanks to the Ferntree Gully Motor Group for the best on ground. And Gandy's already got his pretty sorted, and I reckon they're looking pretty well the same as mine. We're just waiting on Maddi. While we'll just get your thoughts, Andy, on this game and where it was won for Waverley.
Oh, look, as I said, it was the pressure on the Doncaster ball carrier that was absolutely fantastic. The intensity that they showed, they just wanted it more. They were so intent on getting this win today and